everybody, we're back at it. It is Friday night, and we've got another good one for you. Alongside the All-American Shannon Snell, I am Jeff Cardozo. This is IEBW's Local 1205's Friday Night Rivals. It is Dixie County and Bell, and it's a matchup, Shannon, that hasn't taken place in a really long time. They're somewhat close to each other, but a rivalry renewed tonight, so it should be a lot of fun for senior night.
Yeah, they don't like each other. You figure them being so close that they're going to play with each other every single year, but here we are, and it's a good night for them to get it on and finally get this rivalry renewed.
In fact, the last time that they played, the Bell coach was playing for Dixie County. That's how long it's been. So fun stuff. But Shannon, every time we do this, there's guys all over the field that are worth highlighting. Certainly matchups that we're going to look after. So let's get our Sonny's Barbecue recipe for success for tonight's game.
Yeah, so for Dixie County, right, offensive identity. They've struggled the last couple of weeks trying to find out who they are. They're going to run the ball, and they have to do that, but they're going to have to mix in some play action. They're going to have to throw the ball to the flats a little bit. They got to establish an offensive identity early and defensive intensity. Like, they gave up a lot of points in their first 4 games of the season, gave up almost 150 points. So they got to be able to control the run tempo of Bell tonight if they want to come out successful. And for Bell, 2 for 2, right? They won last week, right? You want to make it another win, go 2 for 2 here. All right, they're 1-4 in the season, so they're looking to get another win under their belt and go north and south. Their run game cannot go east and west. I tell you, Dixie County does a really good job of tackling north and south, get the ball moving, get those chains moving.
Yeah, Bell 9 wins a year ago, so struggling to get things started, but yeah, that chance to get another one. All right, so tell us about the dudes we have to watch for tonight.
Yeah, Dixie is, you got Ion T. He's a Swiss Army knife. Only a sophomore, Jeff, but he plays he plays defense, plays offense, has 2 picks on defense, has a touchdown on offense. He's going to be the guy that's going to get the ball in his hands. He's kind of a smaller guy, but he's really electric. And for Bell, you got Landon Williams. He's the running back for that offense. Averages 85 yards a game, so expect to see him tote that ball here tonight.
Yeah, he'll be one of the guys going both ways, as both of these teams will have several of those. So watch out for that, and certainly watch and have some fun tonight. We'll be back with the starting lineups and kickoff right after this. Tonight's coin toss presented by Radiant Credit Union. Define your financial future. Looks like the Dixie County Bears have won the toss, Shannon. So should be a lot of fun tonight. Certainly both teams just a win. So I think certainly looking for some other stuff to happen, and 2 pretty evenly matched squads going at it.
Yeah, really evenly matched. Like you highlighted at the top of this broadcast, is that we saw these teams haven't played each other in a while, and they're not that far away from each other, so it should be nice rivalry renewed here tonight.
All right, before we start our broadcast tonight, let's head down and chat with the third member of our team, roaming the sidelines like he always does. Great job. It's Randy Reinhardt. Hey, Randy.
Well, Jeff, you touched on it. Despite the 1-4 marks, these teams know success. Last season, Bell made it all the way to the championship game of the SSAA. That's the Sunshine State Athletic Association championship game. And on the other side, for Dixie County, they made it all the way to the FIT championship game, the Florida Invitational Tournament. So these teams know success. The one irony that you mentioned, these 2 head coaches, Whittington and Hall, respectively, both played together some 25 years ago. In fact, these 2 teams, as you kind of alluded to, have not played in this century, yet they're not that far apart.
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. So a lot of fun tonight, and we are ready to get after it. The right foot of Inman Wilson ready to go. Squibs one right down the middle. That'll be picked up about the 35-yard line. A nice little run to the outside. And all the way up passing midfield is Aiden Houston. So really nice starting field position for the Bulldogs from Bell.
Maybe Houston needs to be back there returning kicks, right? And they're able to get up that right sideline and get some good yards right there. And, Jeff, speaking about this, I got to cover those games last year in that Rural State Championship and, the FIT Championship. And it was good games. These teams not used to really starting so slow, 1-4 for both teams. So we'll see how they adjust here moving forward and who comes out with the win tonight.
So the Bulldogs huddle up. They'll go right to left on your television screen tonight. And they are led by quarterback R.J. Leffler. He'll take the shotgun snap, hand it right up the gut. Nice strong run. Landon Williams, that junior running back, gets about 5 on the play to open things up.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of Williams tonight here. You hand the ball off to him, 20, 25 times tonight. So you're going to see him in a variety of different sets, them trying to get the ball to his hands.
And here's our starting lineup, brought to you by Skyfrog Tree Service and IBEW Local 1205, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, powering a brighter future.
Yeah, this is that offense, and keep an eye on those guys up front. They're going to try to open the holes for Landon Williams. Really going to try to keep Bell tonight ahead of those sticks.
Second down, Bulldogs.
So 2nd and 5 here for the Bulldogs. And a quick trigger by that Bell offense. Number 20, Fran Keeley, getting going a little early. Shannon, as you would imagine, a lot of these guys grew up in Bell. They've all played together from a really young age. But Keeley there is a guy that actually his family moved in from the Philadelphia area. And they just wanted to come to a small town place just outside of Gainesville. And they were really excited that number 20 came to them to be a part of this Bell offense.
So Philly to Bell, that's a huge change there, Jeff. Philly steaks to Country Fried Steaks.
There you go. All right, there's a handoff again right over the right side of that offensive line, and good job by the DL. And a stop after just about 2 there.
Yeah, you got number 62 right there. Shane Garrett's a big guy, plays both ways, and that's what you highlighted, Jeff, that you'll see a lot of these guys playing both sides of the ball. So it really does come down to conditioning, who's able to last that fourth quarter and really make the plays in.
So after the penalty, it makes it now 3rd and 8.
Not ideal situation for Bell. They'd love to run the ball, get themselves in the 3rd and short, 2nd and short, but might have to put the ball in the air now.
Left a little handed off, though, and after breaking a tackle, look at Williams fighting. He's close to the 40-yard line. That'll be short of the line to gain, but that'll make it 4th and manageable, and you would assume the Bulldogs would go for it here with this field position.
Silly me. I thought they were going to throw the ball, but who says, you just hand the ball off to Landon Williams and he gets yourself a 7.5, and this is a go-for-it territory. They're not putting this ball away, right? They ran it 4 straight times. Or 3 straight times here. Expect to see him handed to Williams for try to get this first down.
So it'll be 4th and 2 for the Bulldogs. Their coach, Joey Whittington, in his 13th year now out at Bell. Did a phenomenal job a year ago. Loves the area, loves being at Bell High School. And we'll see if his squad can get it offensively here. And looks like they might have drawn Dixie County off sides. A little hard count right there, and we saw some movement on the left side of that defensive line.
And Jeff, as many times as we covered Friday Night Rivals, we've seen that probably more times this season than we have in the past. I mean, just, the mental, it was just a little bit undisciplined right there. You got to know on any time it's 4th and 5 or less, you have the opportunity to have a hard count thrown against you. So got to do a better job if you're Dixie to maintain control, maintain discipline there.
So the first flag of the night is a really big one. You saw our head referee tonight, Kevin Tiller from the Swanee Officials Association. All right, empty backfield now, as the Bulldogs will go something different. Trips receivers to the right, 1 lone to the left. Now they'll motion Williams back into the backfield. Loeffler's going to keep it himself, trying to get through that right side, running hard again, broke a couple of tackles, and a good 5 yards there on first down.
Yeah, a lot of pre-snap motion there, trying to throw Bell off on that defense. Obviously, quarterback keeper, quarterback almost a counter. You have a H-back pulling up into the hole and knocking the linebacker off. But nice play call right there. Gets yourself a couple yards.
And this is a good opening drive here for the Bulldogs. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to eat as much clock as they can tonight, possess the ball a really long time, and keep that Dixie County offense away from having the football.
Yeah, very much a ground and pound offense where you won't see the ball in the air a whole lot. But, if you're Dixie, you got to be able to stop them on 1st and 2nd down and get them in some uncomfortable situations.
Loeffler gets it again. He'll hand it to Keeley this time, trying to get around the right side, and he is driven down hard after a gain of about 1.
Did that ball come loose?
Dixie
that ball came loose.
And it did, and are they going to give it to him? Yes, they will.
Yeah, that ball came loose.
Recovered by the Bears. First down, Bears.
So Quantavius Teague, the big D tackle, junior, 6'2", 230-pounder, recovers it with the big stop, and that's where Dixie County will take over.
Yeah, able to get there, and one guy holds him up, then somebody else comes in, starts pulling at that ball, and this is what happens when you fight for yards, is that you knock that ball so you see it right there on the ground, and sure enough, Teague finds it right there on the ground, and it's a nice little gift wrap present.
So now the Bears offense for the first time, and their quarterback, Kedran Teague, junior, 6'2", 170-pounder.
And one thing you'll see out of this offense is a lot of quarterback runs. You'll see the quarterback able to get out there. He'll hand the ball off quite a bit, but he's going to get onto the edge, as you see here, and try to get big yards.
Yeah, there he goes, cuts back in, breaks the tackle, and a good strong run of about 9 there by Teague on first down. And here is our IBEW Local 1205 starting lineup defensively for the Bulldogs tonight.
Gain of about 9 yards for the Bears.
Yeah, you're going to take a look at there. The defensive line is going to be very important tonight. Danny Byers, Alex Cave, Alex McGuian. Those guys are going to be counted on to stop that run on those edges and set those edges and turn everything back into the middle to this defense.
T got about 9.5 there on first down. So second and short. He's looking around, trying to zing one down the field, and overshoots the intended receiver. That's Bronson Sylvia coming out of the slot there. One of the seniors tonight on senior night.
And Jeff, I like that play call. Sometimes they expect you to do the same thing over and over till you stop it. It's good to mix it up early in the beginning because they know you have the ability to maybe throw one over top or burn them deep on one. Yeah, it gets those safeties out of the box and opens that box up for a little bit more running room.
Juju Cotterman in the backfield. Big fullback, 5'9", 180-pounder. And they'll fake it to him. And the quarterback keeps again with a lot of room to run. Right up.
He's out the gate.
He's at the 30, the 20, and he is all the way to the house. Big, strong run by Kedran Teague. Broke a couple of tackles. And just like that, the turnover is big, and the Bears are on the board.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to stop Teague if you have any shot of winning this football game tonight if you're Bell. You let him have that much open room, and he's got a little shiftiness to him too, Jeff. So, and he's got that speed, so you got to stop this guy before you get into the nuances of playing the rest of your defense.
Well, and you see the quickness right there. Made just one cut. Great block there by the receivers. And, Shannon, so often that's what helps a guy score. You got to have those receivers blocking down the field, and he only needed one of those.
Yeah, this is a quarterback run offense. It's basically like an extra that running back. They got an extra block in that backfield that's leading him around the edge. And, sure enough, his speed and his shiftiness gives defense problems, and as it did on that last play for that touchdown.
So Inman Wilson tries for the extra point. It is no good. Pulled it left. So a missed extra point leaves it at 6-0. But Dixie County with a nice, strong opening drive. We'll take a timeout, come back and see what the Bulldogs do here on Friday Night Rivals.
Fair fans, Dixie County Fighting Bears look like the thing.
Well, we'd like to take a moment tonight to thank the fine folks at Sonny's Barbecue for feeding our Friday Night Rivals crew tonight. Sonny's, we are barbecue. And we had some nice chicken tonight, baked beans. God, that cornbread was amazing.
That cornbread is so fire. People don't realize how underrated that is.
I stole Shannon's, too. He's mad at me.
Yeah, I am. But, I think I have my fair
You can have it all the time.
I can.
So he was very nice and shared tonight. So we appreciate that, and Sonny's a tremendous job. So make sure you find a Sonny's near you. They are everywhere. All right, 6-0. Dixie County setting ready to kick off. Inman Wilson will boot it again. Same thing as last time, and same result right to Aiden Houston, who's trying to run around, but this time they do a much better job, and he's not able to get across midfield like the last time, and the Bulldogs will start at their own 40-yard line.
So curious to see what happens with the Bulldogs on this drive. Dropped the ball, was moving the ball really well until that fumble, that turnover, but was able to get the ball going inside, outside. So let's see if they can continue that strong run game that they had in that first drive.
Oh, Leffler trots in to the huddle. He'll have Williams back there again.
First down, Bulldogs.
And Keeley, the H-back. Couple of receivers to the right. Leffler tosses it to Williams this time. Gets around the right side. Sheds a tackle and a good 5 yards there on first down.
And one thing I like about Williams as a running back is he's making the first guy miss. And that's what happens, Jeff, on these big plays is that when the first guy misses, whether it be the linebacker, whether it be the safety, gives a lot of open room to make big plays. So be aware of that with Williams. He's got some breakaway speed in his repertoire.
Nice night here tonight. 79 degrees currently.
5 yards on the pickup.
Got some rain a couple of hours before the game. Saturated the field a little bit, but they've done a nice job of getting it ready. All right, Leffler's ready again. He'll take the shotgun snap, hand it off to Williams again, this time right behind the right side of that offensive line. He's got 4, leaving him a yard short as they get to midfield.
And that offensive line is doing a really nice job at the point of attack. You know, Williams isn't getting touched until he gets to that second level by a linebacker or safety. So doing a really nice job of getting those 3 to 4, 5 yard chunks on every run play that they have here on the second drive.
So Williams has been the workhorse here early. 6 carries already. And we'll see if they give it to him again here, 3rd and 1. Couple of receivers come out wide left this time for the Bulldogs.
3rd down.
Leffler will hand it to Williams, trying to get the left side. That's a great job by the Bear D line right there. No room to run whatsoever. So Shannon, complete opposite of those offensive linemen getting to the second level. Great pursuit there by the boys in black.
Yeah, another nice job there by Quantavious Teague, able to come down that line, squeeze it, and really gang tackle and get Williams to the ground. Learn their lesson. It makes it 4th and 2.
Caleb Bell, the linebacker, in there as well. Big stop by the sophomore. And again, the Bulldogs are going to go for it. Made it 4th and 1 on the first drive. This time, 4th and about 3.
We'll see if Dixie. Let's see if Dixie gets hard count here. If they learn their lesson, if they actually go for this here.
They tried to make him jump, didn't work. So now Joey Whittington is going to call a timeout, and they'll talk it over.
Yeah,
4:28 to go here in quarter number 1.
This one right there, they try to go with that hard count again, and this time held their water and forced a timeout, and looks like Bell might have to punt this ball away.
Superintendent Mike Thomas, Dixie County Sheriff Darby Butler, County Commissioner.
Well, time to raise the roof with Mission Metals. Mission Metals, your trusted hometown metal roofing and metal building supplier, right here on Friday Night Rivals. Yeah, this will be an interesting decision here, Shannon. I'm not sure that, Bell feels comfortable stopping this Dixie County offense, so they just want to try to keep the ball as much as possible. So maybe you do go for it, knowing that, hey, the 20 or 30 yards of field position may not matter all that much. They've got to score since they're already down.
I may feel less comfortable putting the ball back in the hands of Keysron Teague and what he did on that first drive. I mean, he took it from 50 plus, so you're basically giving him that same run again if you give it to him at midfield. So we'll see what they can do. Listen, they've done a good job of running this football, and they've handed it to Landon Williams, and that offensive line has done a good job up front. But here we are, first quarter, and you're putting yourself into a dubious position of maybe falling behind big early on in this contest.
So they will go for it. You see on the left tackle there, Corbin Abakara, number 76. He's been hurt. They got him back tonight, one of their best offensive linemen. They'll keep it. They'll go around the right side, and that's first down and more. Great quarterback run there by R.J. Leffler, as that looked like the fake might have confused the Bear defense a little bit.
Yeah, that was a really nice fake, able to get Leffler able to get around that right side. They fake kind of like a jet sweep here, or a guy coming around. They did that earlier in that first drive, Jeff, and they did it again here, and it worked again, and got themselves the first down on 4th down.
That's a UF Health Ortho Care first down, where walk-ins are welcome 7 days a week. So any kind of orthopedic needs, UF Health is there for you. Well, it looks like it's the water break. Timeout here in Dixie County tonight, where the Bears lead it 6-0. We'll take a timeout, come back and see if the Bulldogs can tie this thing up. You're watching IBEW's local 1205 Friday Night Rivals. Back at it here on Friday Night Rivals, presented by Radiant Credit Union. Home team Dixie County leads at 6-0 tonight on a big touchdown run by Keydran Teague. And gosh, I almost think our sideline guy, Randy Reinhardt, would have caught him, or at least been quick enough to compete with him down the sideline. I saw him keeping up, so let's get some words from Randy.
Interesting family ties here tonight when you look at it. Quintavious Teague and Keydran Teague are cousins. So it was Quintavious coming up with the turnover, and then Keydran taking it 59 yards for a touchdown. And by the way, Ian Teague, number 2, is yet another of the 3 cousins.
Just a family affair, right? Yeah. I mean, you got guys that they're dependent on to make things happen, and he's sure doing it tonight.
Yeah, no, you got to love it. And that's, again, I think what we love about small-town football. These guys have grown up together. So many different family members playing for each other, and then you got all these kids that have gone to school with each other for a really long time going at it. There's another nice strong run by R.J. Leffler. Looks like the Bulldogs have found something running the quarterback these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they quit handing to Landon Williams and kind of used him as the decoy the last couple of times, and Leffler's found a way. He's found these little holes and gotten some big yards after contact as well.
A GFL first down. Green today, green for life. And Bulldogs marching down that green. Slow pace, but getting first downs. That's what it's all about. They'll hand it back to Williams again this time, and he'll get about 3 there on first down.
And this is that methodical offense that just absolutely hurts, Jeff. This is the one, you get hit and hit and hit, and they're just running the ball and haven't really even thrown it in this contest tonight. And this is what they do. This is what Bell kind of lives on. They try to punish you at the line of the scrimmage, have their offensive line lean on you, and by the time it gets to the fourth quarter, they want to take advantage of it.
So Caleb Bell stopping a Bell Bulldog right there. Bell's been all over the place here in the early going from his linebacker spot. 5'8", 165-pound sophomore. Gain of about 3 on the play. Bulldogs yet to attempt to pass here in the early going. They'll send 2 receivers outright, but some confusion, so already a second timeout will be called by Joey Whittington. And it did look like, and maybe Shannon, that was one of those where Whittington's saying, we're probably giving something away here because the receiver is talking to the quarterback. He didn't really understand what the play was, so I think we're going to pass it, and we should probably call timeout.
I was going to say the same thing. I was like, you might as well just come have one of the Dixie County folks come stand in the huddle and just tell them to play, because that's clearly what was going on. If they were going to run the football, they hadn't had too much conversation. Wide receivers are just out there blocking, but it looked like they were going to do something in the passing game and try to throw the football around a little bit. But you know what, Jeff? I don't know if they really need to. Bell's done a really good job of their rushing attack, of really attacking this defensive front and pushing themselves and getting some big yards on some of these runs.
Yeah, I mean, you average 3 or 4 yards a play, and you do that 3 times, you're going to get a first down.
Yeah, it's almost like you just don't go away from it. Like, they got to figure out a way to stop it before you kind of reset that button and try to figure out another plan of attack. As a play call, you don't want to get too cute, right? You got to show some stuff. Obviously, safeties are in the box, and you're running the ball. But, sometimes if it's not broke, don't try to fix it.
So we'll see what they drew up. Receiver in motion. They'll toss it to him. Coming across, that'll be a pass, and nice open field tackle as Jackson Philman could not turn the corner. And that is Teague, the quarterback, who scored the touchdown on the tackle.
So nice little pass right there, and you see what Bell's trying to do, right? They finally got outside the pass, and that counts as a pass, by the way, just a little toss forward. But they're trying to get outside the tackles, and this is what we talk about in the beginning with Bell about going north and south, is that Dixie County does a good job running sideline to sideline. They got athletes on the edges, and you see it right there. So had a lot of success, Bell did, running north and south, so hopefully we continue to see that.
Gain of about 4 on the play, so that'll make it 3rd and 5. Here for the Bulldogs, trailing by 6 with only a couple of minutes to go here in quarter number 1. Leffler has it. He'll go behind the fullback now, take a whirl outside, trying to get around, cuts back inside. Nice move, and he's got another first down. So 3 times on this drive, Leffler has moved the chains, and now they are in the Call-A-Mattress red zone.
Yeah, Leffler's sneaky athletic here, able to kind of get outside, right? Break that outside containment and cut it up and get some more yards. I mean, it's been really good on these quarterback runs. And if you're Dixie County, you got to try to figure that out.
In our Call a Mattress red zone, deals are so hot they built a fire station across the street.
First down, 10 to go for the Bulldogs.
There you see Loeffler coming in, just outside the 10-yard line. So first down here for the Bulldogs.
And honestly, Jeff, you're going to expect them to try to run this ball in. I don't know if you should put it in the air, but I was wrong here. He decides to put it in the air and gets himself a nice little screen pass out there.
Quick little toss to the outside. That's Brandon Aguilar, senior wide receiver. And, you know, I think a good check there at the line. It looked like they realized the corner was playing well off them, so why not give what they take in, or take what they give you and get a nice gain on first down for about 5.
Yeah, nice call right there. You got guys playing really strong in the box, and you saw it was man-on-man coverage. So quick little flip out there, try to pull some guys out there, try to get another receiver as a blocker, see if you can break a tackle and get into the end zone. But nice call.
Oh, 2nd and 5. Nobody in the backfield, this time with Loeffler. He'll keep it, avoid the D end, and find the end zone. Really nice move right there. There was a tackler ready to bring him down, but a good move by Loeffler gets him into the end zone, and now they're an extra point away from taking the lead.
Jeff, I really underestimated this kid's athleticism. I mean, what he's done on this drive alone, he's had a lot of good quarterback runs, but, you know, you figure, you know, might have been able to kind of slip some here and there, but watch this move here, able to get inside, outside, and get around the corner behind his blockers and get a touchdown. Really good job right there by Loeffler, getting the 6 on the board.
Well, Loeffler's going to try for the extra point as well. So not only did he score the touchdown, we'll see if he can boot it through with the right leg.
You got to love a kicker with spats.
And he's got just enough to get it through. So a 7-6 lead for the Bell Bulldogs as we send things back down to Randy.
All right, if you thought the family ties were something for Dixie County, take notes on this. With Bell, you've got twins on the roster, and Landon Williams and Caleb Williams. Caleb has the long hair. Landon is short. On top of that, you have 2 Brandon Aguilars on this roster. No relation, but in junior high school, one of the moms came to pick up their son, and they gave him the wrong Brandon Aguilar. She said, that's not my son. So you've got that going. Oh, by the way, Coach Whittington, well, you talk about Coach Whittington. His cousin, Rick, was the coach at Dixie County last year. And by the way, for Coach Whittington, his son is the ball boy. His daughter's the head of the cheerleading squad, and his wife is the cheerleading advisor. This really is a family affair here when it comes to high school football.
Yeah, awesome stuff, Randy. And to add to that, Coach Whittington actually grew up right across the street in the neighborhood across the street from Dixie County here and played his high school ball here. So a lot of ties, a lot of fun things going on with tonight, and we've got a great one for you as we get another Sky Frog Tree Service kickoff, and this is an onside kick attempt, but that's not going to go 10 yards. So Bulldogs tried to get sneaky. That ball's going to get out of bounds. It'll be good field position as Dixie County will take over.
Yeah, not ideal, right? We've seen some squib kicks. We haven't seen anybody kick it deep just yet. So it's been great field position for both offenses. Now we want to see what Dixie can do with this, and we saw the explosiveness behind Kendra Teagues and his last big touchdown, but now you give him half a field to operate. So let's see if Bell can step up to the task and slow him down a little bit.
There you see those Dixie County cheerleaders here on senior night. All the seniors wearing sashes there in the front row. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Always a fun night. Hard to believe it's already senior night.
I mean, Jeff, this season's like flying by. This is game 5 for us, and, you know, it's like football season. When it gets here, we're so excited. It's like we look up and it's gone.
It's over. There's already there's several homecoming dances tonight as Teague will try to get around the left side of that offensive line. Broke a few tackles before finally being ridden out of bounds. You were the homecoming queen, or king, weren't you?
I was the homecoming king. I was the homecoming king and prom king.
Look at you.
Oh, yeah, I hit the double. Yeah.
Figured that was a no-brainer. There you see the senior sashes And that will do it for the end of quarter number 1. Well, and here's how we got here, Shannon. It was a nice job by Kedran Teague to get things going. A 59-yard touchdown run after recovering the fumble, and he just got around the outside and kept going.
Yeah, able to get around there and really get up, and nobody was going to catch him. I mean, that speed was on full showcase right there. But, you know, the good news is, Jeff, is that Bell came back, and you see Teague right there celebrating as well. But Teague, Bell came back, and we saw what R.J. Leffler was able to do. And it's a battle of the quarterback runs right now, and it's looking really good for both teams.
All right, that's our Parks Motor Group of Gainesville score summary. Local roots, community pride, legendary rides. Good one tonight. We'll be back for quarter 2 right after this. We welcome you back to Dixie County tonight. Start of the second quarter. Our IBEW's local 1205 Friday night rivals. Alongside Shannon Snell, I am Jeff Cardozo. Randy Reinhardt down on the sidelines. Ben Collins running around somewhere, making us sound good and look good. Great camera crew. And then Patrick back in our network control, making sure everything runs smoothly. Great team tonight, and glad you have joined us as we start the second quarter. Great pursuit right there, but guess what? Teague gets out of it, and we're going to get a flag. He just ran about 500 yards, it seemed like, to get about 5. And, Shannon, I think it's coming all the way back. As you're running around that much, it's tough not to grab somebody.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you expected to see a yellow flag on the field at that point, but it just goes to show, like, Teague is going to be a problem. You got to get your hands on him and get him to the ground. And we're talking about, you know, if you're a one defender, get him and hold on to him. Have the team gang tackle him, get him to the ground, because that's what he does. He's a one-cut kind of quarterback in the run game, but he also has the ability to shake and have guys that have the ability to make guys miss. So that's a really tough thing to deal with as a defense.
Yeah, there were 4 white jerseys right there ready to bring him down, and they couldn't.
Yeah, that was impressive. I mean, I get it was a flag and it's coming back, but it's got to be a little bit fearful here if you're that Bell defense. You're like, hey, we need to start paying attention to number 1 on the field.
Second down, Bears.
Well, the Bears will go 5 wide this time. 4 to the right side, 1 to the left. Teague back there by himself. He'll look around, get rid of it quickly, and it'll be in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Didn't look like James Harsley saw it too well.
Yeah, Harsley had it right in his hands, and they had blockers out front. Good play call right there, because there was some guys coming, and so all of a sudden you got to hold on to the ball. First thing you got to do is catch the ball before you can run with it.
So that's going to make it 3rd and really long. They might have to get all the way to Bell to get a first down.
Well, I guess the good news is that you got guys, you got playmakers out there that can get this easily, that can run off a 12, 13, 14-yard play here on 3rd down.
Now Bears want to call a timeout here. Well, fans, stay tuned for the Pavlov halftime report. We'll have this week's Park Motor Group of Gainesville Scholar Athletes. Parks Motor Group, local roots, community pride, and legendary rides. We'll also talk with tonight's participating school administrators, plus Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals. Highlights from all over the country. It's all coming up in our Pavlov Media halftime report. Pavlov, the fastest and most reliable fiber internet in Gainesville.
And it's a really good game going on right now, Jeff. I mean, both teams still trying to figure each other out. We know they're both trying to establish a line of scrimmage, both doing a great job in the run game, especially when it comes to the quarterbacks. But now it's like you have to wonder what team is going to make the next biggest mistake, right? We saw Bell fumble the ball away on their first drive of the game, and Dixie County was able to capitalize off of it. Can Bell do the same thing? Can they force a turnover? Can they do something, put themselves deep and try to get some more points on the board?
So 3rd and long here for the Bears. Teague will take the shotgun snap. Looking around, dancing around, eludes one defender. Now he's going to go deep. He's got a man, and that's a catch. Well, the one thing that the Bulldogs couldn't do was let somebody get behind him, and after Harsley couldn't come up with a short pass, he certainly caught that long one.
I feel like that was a lot harder than the first one. he was able to kind of redeem himself right there, and this is what we talk about. You see what Kendrick Tate can do, and all of a sudden he tosses up a bomb. And we saw it earlier in the game where he tried to throw one down the middle, down a post pattern, wasn't able to hit it, but we knew they were going to go back to it, and they did, and this time they hit it.
So we're in the Call a Mattress red zone. Call a Mattress, deals so hot they built a fire station across the street. First and goal now for the Bears. Juju Coleman in the backfield with Teague. Teague will get the low snap, hand it off to Coleman, but nothing there. Good tackle. Quickly in there was Alex Cave, the senior defensive tackle.
Yeah, Cave coming in really quick, but that play was thrown off by that low snap, Jeff. And, you know, a lot of times that's what happens in the shotgun is that it depends on timing, especially when you're running inside zone as that was. Got to be able to get the ball to the quarterback because that running back was already deep into that, almost deep into that line before he even got the ball.
No gain on the play.
Second down, goal to go for the Bears.
Jericho Fleming will go line up with three other guys on the left side of the formation. So 4 wide. Teague's going to keep it himself, trying to get up the middle, but nowhere to run, as 3 big old white jerseys brought him down after a gain of just 2.
And both teams have tried to run this 5 wide set to where quarterback is in the backfield by himself. And, you know, you got to be able to respect that run first, right? You got to be able to try, if you're Dixie County, you got to watch R.J. Leffler. If you're Bell, you got to be able to watch Kedron Teague, and that's exactly what happened right there. Good tackle for minimal gain.
Yeah, good tackle again by Alex Cave. He's been in there on the last couple. We're going to get another timeout called by Dixie County. So both teams have used a couple here in the first half, where it's been an exciting first half. Bell leads at 7-6. Well, big shout out to Tucker Chiropractic using the activator instrument so we don't twist and crack your back. I could use that. I decided to get greedy today and went on a 7-mile walk.
Oh my gosh, Jeff.
It was there were some trails, so I was like, all right, I'm going to hit the short loop, and then I was like, you know what? It's overcast, so I'm going to go the long loop, and I was ready.
Do you regret that? Do you regret that?
I mean, it was good, but now I need some chiropractic work.
Well, maybe Teague will help you out there.
Well, and I feel bad because, you know, Randy runs like a half marathon pretty much every single day. So let's talk to him about that. Randy, how's things on the sideline?
Well, I tell you what, it is something else. And when you look at Coach Hall, this guy's seen the evolution of football. He's coached flag, 6, 8, 11-man football, and then 8 again at Riverside Christian and Trenton before he made the move here after 10 years there.
Teague's going to keep it, trying to get to the corner, dives, and he does just get inside the pylon. So a nice touchdown run by the dynamic Kedron Teague. He's in the end zone for the second time, and it's another Radiant Credit Union touchdown.
And he's a good football player, and that is so hard to defend, Jeff. Like, you can't – it's hard to defend a quarterback that has burned you deep with a long throw and then one that just has unbelievable speed. And you probably can call him, like, probably the best athlete on the field as we're speaking. And at the quarterback position, no defense ever wants to hear that, right? It's like the Lamar Jackson theory. When he's walking on the field, he's the best athlete on the field. And Teague here tonight is one of those guys, and has got himself to the second rushing touchdown of the night for Dixie County.
So Teague will be the holder, and Wilson will try to kick it through. He yanked the first extra point attempt, and this one is blocked. So a couple of failed extra point attempts by Dixie County, but they still lead it on another touchdown run by Kedron Teague. It's 12-7 as we go to break. We'll see if the Bulldogs can answer when we come back on IBEW Local 1205 Friday Night Rivals. We welcome you back. During the fourth quarter of the game tonight, we'll be selecting our IBEW Local 1205's Player of the Game, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 1205, powering a brighter future. And in the future, that guy is going to make a college team pretty happy. Keydran Teague already with a couple of scores. Dynamic player. Just a junior as well. He's been a big part of that Dixie County offense, and they lead it 12-7 here in the early going.
Yeah, lead it 12-7, and, you know, sure enough, it's really good job. This is the Dixie offense we're always used to seeing, right? Used to seeing them run, you know, really interesting, you know, backfield combinations, guys, and, you know, this cross-buck count. But we see what Teague has been able to do at the quarterback position, and they haven't really been able to account for it, Jeff. They've been, if you're Bell, you struggled with this for the entire first half.
Time for another Sky Frog Tree Service kickoff. Sky Frog, stay motivated. This one's kicked all the way down to the end. Not a squibber this time, so it'll have to be returned. And it was a nice return. Dean Glass picked it up inside the 5-yard line, got all the way out to the 25 on a nice return. That's where the Bulldogs will take over.
Yeah, no, if you're the Bulldogs, you got to hold. You got to be able to get some points on the board here, right? We had a couple of drives here that were long, tedious. You found something with R.J. Leffler, so maybe you continue to see the quarterback run a little bit. But with that being said, is that you're going to have to maybe get something else going. Landon Williams, who we saw get the ball 6-7 times in the first quarter, got a little quiet since Leffler's been able to kind of take over, but maybe they start uncorking a few passes down and get those safeties out of the box.
Williams will be in the backfield with Leffler. Fran Keeley back there as well. He'll be the fullback. He'll hand it to Williams, running behind, but not much room there as 3 different black jerseys bring him down after no gain.
Yeah, I got to see Lucas Medlin there making a tackle, and also Caleb Bell, who we talked about a couple of times tonight, able to get in there and get his hat on the ball.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is the good thing about this Dixie defense, that they're starting to figure it out. This is chess, right? Whenever you play, you can't really sometimes account for the first couple plays of the game or the first series of the game because, you know, it's still kind of new. These teams haven't played each other in a long time. But now, Dixie County defense is starting to figure things out. They're starting to say, hey, we shut down 0. Now we need to shut down 1. What else do you guys have in your trick bag?
Well, yeah, Bell's been all over the place tonight on defense, doing a great job from that linebacker spot. They will give him 1 on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 9 here for the Bulldog offense. Quick little hitter to the outside. That one's complete. And that is Jackson Philman there on the corner. Stepped out of bounds, shy of the yard to gain, but nice quick hitter again to the outside. Second time we've seen that tonight.
Right, so going back in the opposite way, right? They love to hit that little pass to the short side of the field, quick little flip out there. And this, Jeff, is just like a long toss, right? It's like a toss to the outside, but you get out there quicker. Your wide receiver in a man coverage with the cornerback playing off is meant to get 4 or 5 yards, and that's exactly what happened.
Gain of about 6 on the play, so that'll make it 3rd and 3. Bulldogs trailing 12-7 here with just over 8 minutes to go until halftime. Williams has not gotten the ball so far on this drive, and he won't get it again as the quarterback keeps, and yet another first down and more.
Look at this.
If they can catch Leffler, they finally bring him down about the 20-yard line. But another big run by Leffler, and both of these quarterbacks, both wearing number 1, are being very dynamic tonight.
Yeah, Leffler, such a good player. Like, made a great read, and once again, once he gets up into that line, he sees, hey, I got to cut this thing outside and get to the sideline. That's running back and wide receiver mentality. Sometimes as a quarterback, you're like, hey, I just try to get as many yards as I possibly can. Leffler's done this a couple times tonight and has really burned this Dixie County defense.
Well, and you hope Leffler's okay. There's one of those, drop tackles, the little hip tackles that are no longer legal in the NFL. We've seen a lot of ankle injuries over the years, but look like Leffler is going to be okay, and that was a big UF Health Ortho Care first down.
Yeah, not a guy that you can lose. You can afford to lose if you're Bell here in this first half. So hopefully he is okay and he can continue rolling on here.
So inside the red zone again go the Bulldogs. Toss out to Williams. Good block. And he'll get to the outside, trying to get to the corner, and he's there. Yes, no, they're going to say he's out of bounds at the 1 yard line.
What a run, Jeff. You call that a frozen rope. It basically froze the outside defender, slowed down. And you're going to see this long toss here. They had outside containment, but able to slow down, speed back up, get to the edge, and almost get himself. That looks like a touchdown.
Yeah,
I mean, that looks like
live.
Yeah, it looks like he hit that pylon. Foot might have stepped out right there, but sure enough, nice job of getting around the edge and changing speeds and getting the most you could out of a run that should have been stopped for minimal gain.
So Williams' first carry of the drive goes for 18 yards. And now the Bulldogs just a yard away from going back down the field and reclaiming the lead. Leffler has it. He'll hand it to Williams, trying to go up the middle, but nothing there. Still churning his feet. And no signal yet, so he'll be shy of a touchdown. And it'll be second goal.
Yeah, nice stop there by Dixie County, but really nice answer by this Bell offense of needing points on the board. They needed to score here, right? You didn't want to give the ball back to Bell. You didn't want to give the ball back to Dixie County, especially what they've been able to do in the quarterback run game. But you got a quarterback on your own that's really making some things happen. So nice little shootout that we see going here. And nice job by the offense picking it up after that first quarter.
Clock ticking, 6:30 and counting till halftime. Williams will remain in the backfield. 2 receivers go out wide to the right.
Second goal to go for the Bulldogs.
Keeley back there as well as the lead blocker. They'll give it to Williams, going right behind Keeley, and he's in. Nice little spin move when he hit the goal line. And just like that, the Bulldogs respond for another Radian Credit Union touchdown. Radian Credit Union, define your financial future. And Shannon, that's the definition of a really strong drive.
It was. I mean, they kept it on the ground, and they really did a great job. Offensive line, let's give them some credit. You see some pancakes going on down there. A really nice job of asserting dominance at the line of scrimmage, Jeff. I mean, that's exactly what needs to happen. That's what Bell's all about. They pound on you and they beat on you until you finally open it up, and sure enough, that's what happened and got themselves 6 points.
So Leffler will try to kick the extra point. And it is no good. Just short. Looks like somebody got a piece of it for the Bears, and we're having some extra point problems tonight. 3 of the 4 have been missed. But there's your score, 13-12. Bulldogs lead the Bears. We'll come back and see if Dixie County can answer on Friday Night Rivals. Back here in Dixie County tonight, about an hour to the west of Gainesville, out in the country. But it's so great. Small town communities are awesome. Bell not too far away from here, and I think everybody you talk to is always so pleasant, so amazing to deal with and be around. And we'll have plenty of those interactions at halftime when Randy gets to talk to some of our school administrators and a couple of great principals and athletic directors. They do it all around here. All right, time for another Sky Frog tree service kickoff. It will be done by Brandon Aguilar. He'll squib one down there, and we will go down there to Randy, who has got something on the sideline.
Guys, one of the reasons for the turnaround for Bell probably has been the improved chances or opportunities for Landon Williams. They said they need to feed him the ball more. It's a running offense. Why hasn't he gotten the ball a little bit more? Well, they've turned that around. The last 2 games, 27 carries and 20 respectively, and those 2 games, both over the century mark rushing. So they're going to try to make it 3 in a row here tonight.
Be a smart thing to do.
Yeah, hand the ball to Williams. I mean, but, listen, R.J. Leffler I think they found something there with this young man. I think you got a 2-headed snake back there where it's almost pick your poison. I think you know what you're getting with Landon Williams, but Leffler's done a great job of throwing a monkey wrench into that and getting some big yards here tonight.
Back at it for the Bears offensively. Keydran Teague, he'll have Kinsey Thomas in the backfield with him for the first time. Teague trying to dance around. He's going to be brought down. How about number 25 tonight? Alex Cave for the Bulldogs. He's been all over the place for the boys in white. And then you've got the linebacker on the other side, Caleb Bell for Dixie County. We're seeing a couple of backers dominate tonight.
We are, and they're dominating in the run game. I mean, they're really getting some pressure. And, you know, as much as we talked about both of those quarterbacks having big nights, I mean, they've been stopped on quite a few plays here tonight. And we saw a lot of Alex Cave, and as you said, we saw a lot of Caleb Bell. So which linebacker is going to make the biggest play in the biggest moment?
Loss of 8 there on first down, so 2nd and long. Bears will send Thomas in motion. They'll fake it to him. Some pursuit in the backfield again. Teague trying to get his way out of it. Gets back to about the original line of scrimmage, but he was dancing around a bunch, and now a late flag comes in.
Yeah, it seems like some extracurricular activity down there. And this is the thing with Keidron Teague is that he broke about 7 or 8 tackles there just to get those yards. And imagine, Jeff, he gets in the open field. It's going to be hard to catch that young man.
We'll let our crew from the Suwannee Officials Association talk it over and await the call from the referee, Kevin Tiller. Unsportsmanlike on Dixie County.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Teague underneath the bottom and some stuff was said or some things happened, but when those piles happen, that's when all sorts of bad things go down. And trust me, Jeff, I've been on my share of piles and at the bottom of them. And there's some, you just see Teague, he just hit the guy. I'm surprised he didn't get thrown out of this game for that because he just looked like he threw a couple punches, but it looks like they might let that go.
You've been grabbed in weird spots in those piles?
Probably more than people would like to know on this broadcast. So, but it's bad stuff that happens on those piles.
And, you know, maybe it's changed a little bit now because we have all these high-definition cameras.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's zooming in on every little thing. But, yeah, especially probably when you're playing in high school. It was crazy back then. There was no evidence.
Oh, it was. I used to wear a mask, and I put a mask on because somebody tried to stick their finger in my eye.
Wow.
So I was like, that's not going to be a thing. Even though I did it to people myself. So.
Teague dropping back to pass, finds a receiver right over the middle part of the field. That's going to be caught. And a nice, strong gain right there. It was 2nd and 25, and now it's going to be 3rd and manageable on the big completion.
Yeah, that's James Harchley again with the big catch early in the game. Harchley seems to be his favorite target, but bobbled that one, right? Catches that one cleanly, might have a better chance of turning up and getting the first down. But, you know, this is the middle of that field has been open, right? We've seen Teague able to drop a few passes in there and get some big yards off of it. So again, you see right there, just kind of uncorks it, and you double catch that, and, you know, got to be able to pull that in cleanly and try to get yourself first down. But really good throw and really good catch.
So that makes it 4th down and short, but Stephen Hall wants another timeout. He's going to use all 3 of his here in the first half, and Dixie County is going to talk it over. Well, fans, time to raise the roof with Mission Metals. Mission Metals, your trusted hometown metal roofing and metal building supplier right here on Friday Night Rivals. There you see above us on the roof, the coordinators and coaches calling out the plays. We're just below that here at Bruce Boyette Stadium.
Yeah, the stadium is a really nice stadium. Obviously, the field had some weather issues before the game, but it seems like it's held up really nicely, and things are looking nice down there for the players.
So a big decision here for Dixie County.
This is a big decision, right? It's 4th and 6, and, you know, I think there's a lot of things in the playbook. I don't think you have to be relegated to just saying, hey, we got to, you know, take Keidron Teague and drop him back and try to find a wide, try to throw a dot here. I think they have the quarterback run that's in the playbook. I think they have even the run game, which they have yet to really showcase with anybody other than Teague, to be able to do something. Maybe a draw, maybe something out to the flat. They got a lot of things at their disposal to try to get the first down here.
They'll have trips receivers to the left. Juju Cotterman in the backfield with Teague. Big 4th down play. Teague's going to keep it himself, but he's got some pursuit back there, and he goes down. Great job getting in there quickly as Alex McGugan the senior defensive end, and it didn't even look like he was blocked.
No, you had there was a little mix-up right there. You see Teague, he was supposed to take it on an option run right there, but he ran into his running back, and both guys kind of stopped and got held up back there and lost and turnover and downs.
Well, fans, here in the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be highlighting our school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. That'd be a pretty good contender right there. Huge stop for the Bell Bulldogs, and now they take over. And with just under 4 minutes to go, they've got a chance to make this a two-score game.
Yeah, a little bit different feel, right? They were down, having to drive, get a touchdown, had to get some points on the board. All of a sudden, you're up by a point and driving here towards the end of the half, trying to extend his lead.
Williams going to get the carry. He's got a lot of room to the outside, and doesn't even get touched till he's about 12 yards down the field. So a good first down play. And that'll be another first down just like that for the Bulldogs.
Well, there's what it feels like. It's starting to wear them down, right? We're about to go into half here. Got about 3 minutes and 36 seconds left in this first half. But this is what Bell does. They're starting to lean on you. The defense has been out there for a little bit. That drive is starting to eat away at them. So you continue to see more of Landon Williams here in the second quarter and going forward.
Yeah, great job by that left side of the offensive line, sealing off the end to allow Williams to get out there.
And, Jeff, we'd be remiss to not remind everybody that there's a lot of two-way players here, so that condition is going to play a big part here in the second half.
Leffler keeps it, and he's got another first down running hard. And again, Shannon, about 10 more yards before he's even touched. These big old boys on the O-line are creating some room.
They are, but Leffler's doing a great job of, after the first contact, of getting extra yards. You think, a guy of his size and stature is able to kind of navigate through all those big bodies, and sure enough, he is. And this quarterback run game for Bell is looking really, really nice here.
Clock ticking, under 3 minutes to go now, and it's almost like the Bulldogs may want to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want to give the ball back too quickly to Dixie, give them the opportunity to score before the half. But Bell's just moving this ball at lightning speed and doing it with tremendous efficiency.
So the Bulldogs back in the Call a Mattress red zone. 1st and 10. Leffler going to keep it himself again, trying to get to the outside. He does. He's got some room. Can't get all the way to the corner as he's shoved out of bounds, but inside the 1 yard line.
I mean, just inside, outside, inside, outside. I mean, if you're Dixie, you're going to have to figure out a way to slow down R.J. Leffler, who's just been almost a one-man wrecking crew, right? We talk about Landon Williams and what he's been able to do tonight. It's been kind of like the real big hammer, but Leffler's done a good job of making things really difficult for this Dixie County defense.
Gavin Godbolt with the touchdown saving tackle. Was enough for a first down, so 1st and goal here for the Bulldog offense. Williams again in the backfield with Keeley, and they'll give it to Williams. Runs into Keeley, and somebody's grabbing onto him. And look at Leffler; he's trying to push his guy in. That guy's everywhere.
He is. I mean, this is talk about a guy that wants to win a football game. It's like you don't ever want to say, "Hey, I wish I would have left more effort out on the field." He's going to need a hot tub and a sauna and everything else in the morning because he's been Mr. Do-It-All.
Yeah, that could actually work out in Bell's favor, not scoring there, because that's going to eat up another good 40 seconds off the clock, as opposed to scoring right there and giving the ball back to Dixie County with a couple of minutes to go.
You're right, Jeff. I mean, Dixie County has shown tonight that they have the explosiveness to take it with under a minute on any drive. So Bell's slowing this thing down, not even getting in right there is actually kind of a benefit for him.
Yeah. Bears have already used all 3 of their timeouts. So Williams is going to get it again, trying to get to the outside, and he'll go in untouched. Second straight touchdown for Landon Williams, and it's going to be a 2-score lead here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, this rushing attack is really fun to watch for Bell. You could tell that you knew Landon Williams was going to get the ball a lot, but now seeing him with R.J. Leffler and it becomes it's a difficult task to deal with, to try to figure out which guy's getting the ball. And the offensive line is doing a good job of holding their blocks at the point of attack, and it's giving these guys really nice run lanes to get up and down the field.
Great job by the tight end there, Jordan Spears, on the block to allow his running back to get in. So Bell will go for 2 here and try to make it that 2-score game. We've got a whistle. It looked like some of the Bulldogs got a little antsy. Oh, they're going to go offsides on the Bears. So Dixie County jumps, and that's going to inch things a little bit closer for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it makes sense to go for 2 here. You know, to make it a full 2-score game. And why not run Leffler up the middle, or why not run Landon Williams, something that's been really successful here in the first half.
A lot of different options for an offensive line that's done a good job tonight. They'll send 3 receivers to the left. And now Bell will call a timeout. So both of these coaches here in the first half don't bring anything into halftime as far as timeouts. That's Bell's third, as they want to talk it over and try to see if they can make it a 9-point game.
Yeah, this is important. This is an important call here, right? Because they're going to half. They go on defense after half, so you may want to extend this. You want to get these 2 points on the board to maybe hold serve. And so regardless of what happens in that third quarter, if Dixie comes out and scores, they're going to still have the lead. So this big 2-point conversion here, especially in this tightly knit contest between 2 running football teams.
Don't forget, at halftime, we will have an opportunity to chat with our school administrators, give you some scholar athletes. Randy will handle all of the halftime duties on our Pavlov halftime report.
You know, I got to say, I always look forward to hearing Randy on halftime. I mean, he's a guy that's so knowledgeable and has a lot to say, and just does an excellent job down there, doesn't he?
No doubt.
Yeah. That's not a shameless plug for Randy. We all love Randy because he does a fantastic job as our sideline guy down there. And, you know, he stepped into your shoes a couple weeks ago and
crushed it.
Well, yeah, we talked about kicking you out of here. Putting you on the sideline.
I could down there and hang out.
I think you might jump in the game there.
Yeah, I'd get too into it, being down there on the sideline. All right, Keeley in the backfield. He's going to be the lead blocker, and just like that, no problem, Leffler glides right into the end zone untouched. So a 2-point conversion does, in fact, make it a 9-score game with just over a minute to go until halftime.
Yeah, that was easy. That was just walking in. I mean, they outflanked him on that side, blocked man on man, hat on hat, and sure enough, that guy that's pretty much killed you the entire first half. And Leffler has a 2-point conversion on his record.
Well, and that was a great reaction there by Keeley, the lead blocker. You know, you mentioned the pancakes. He's had a couple of those tonight.
He has.
And he was out there looking to crush somebody, and he didn't even have to.
Yeah, he was dancing out there. It's like, okay, nobody wants this. All right, cool. Might have been the easiest one of the night for them, but you know, for Bell, this first half it started off weird for him, right, with the fumble, and then you know you get the big run for a touchdown by Kedron Teague, and you think, okay, this might be a blowout. You know, Dixie County's home field, they're starting to feel it, but all of a sudden Bell is in Bell fashion. They fight back, have some great runs, some really good offensive calls, and sure enough, it goes into. If this score holds serve, they're going to halftime with a 21-12 lead.
Brandon Aguilar will kick it off. Sky Frog Tree Service, Squibber. And that'll be handled. So that's going to be good field position here for the Bears, and we'll see if they can do something. Just over 55 yards away from getting into the end zone with under a minute to go.
Near the 45-yard line.
Yeah, interesting there. It'll almost be like that's one of those where you want to try to kick it as far down the field as you can.
Well, yeah, maybe kick it down the field, or even kick it out of bounds. They're going to get it. They would have gotten in a much deeper position had they even did that than they did right there with that squib. But, you know, maybe you just don't want to kick it to their upbacks, don't want to give them a chance on, you know, to run something back. But that gives them a really short field here with about a minute left.
So we'll see what Kedron Teague can do. Already 2 touchdowns tonight for the Bears quarterback. Bell's done a much better job really attacking him and trying to contain him over the last couple of possessions. They've gotten into the backfield in a hurry. Teague will get it here, rolling to his left. There's a flag coming out as he tries to heave one down the field. He's got his guy again, and in and out of the hands, broken up at the very last second by Dean Glass as Harsley had it.
I mean, Harsley had his hands on it. He was going over top of two people taking that.
Well, and it looks like Teague is hurt, and that is certainly not good news. Right when he threw that ball,
he took a nasty shot right there when he threw that ball, and sure enough, this is not what you want to see if you're Dixie County. Now the shot was legal. I mean, he took a shot. You get outside that pocket, you always run the risk of taking a shot in an awkward position when throwing the football, but it was legal, hit him, and he's down on the field, and hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, rolling to his left. He has to stop as a right-handed quarterback to be able to get it down the field, and here's a view of it from field level.
See here, and just somebody came in and just walloped him. Like I said, I mean, in the age of protecting quarterbacks and receivers and, the legal stuff is you lay a nice hard hit. I mean, that's sometimes the part of the game, and luckily he's able to get up from that and probably just had the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, great news there to see him up and off the field moving around. Looks like he'll be okay. Again, there was a flag on the play, so the Bears are going to get called for holding, and now without their quarterback, this might be one of those where you just kneel it down and go into the half.
Yeah, Jeff, you don't want to do anything, especially this close, to your end zone, throw a pick, do something that's really unnecessary, put yourself behind more than what you already are now.
So another T goes into quarterback. It's cousin Ion. Will head into the huddle, the sophomore. We'll go two receivers left, two right. And Teague will take the shotgun snap. Another guy in the backfield in a hurry, and Teague's going to get it down the field. Nice throw and catch. And all the way up to midfield is Harsley again.
I mean, Harsley's having a big night tonight. I mean, 3 catches, over 100 yards here tonight. So having a big half and really playing well.
Well, they can't stop the clock, and they did not get a first down, so the clock's going to run down, and that's going to do it here for half number 1 on Friday Night Rivals. Lots of action in the first half. A lot of great jobs by the quarterbacks running. Leffler's gotten into the end zone. Williams gotten into the end zone a couple of times as the tailback for the Bulldogs, and Kedran Teague on the other side, a couple of touchdowns as well. As it is 21-12 here at Bruce Boyett Stadium.
Yeah, nice first half by both teams. Love to see what Dixie's halftime adjustments are going to be for this quarterback run game, and what Bell's been able to do on the ground. But they're going to have to come out firing because they get the ball to start the second half.
All right, let's go down to Randy. He is with the leading head coach right now of Bell, Joey Whittington.
Joey, let's talk about that first half. You wanted to get Williams more touches, like 20 or so per contest, but when you've got that two-headed monster, is that tough to switch back and forth between Williams and Leffler like that?
Well, the good thing is they feed off each other well. I mean, a lot of what RJ does is counters off of Landon, and when we get Landon feeding, we get defenses flowing. We're able to run some counters back, and that was kind of our hope, was to be able to do that with our two backs back there, have the offensive line play physical. We started out a little sluggish, but we got it going there. As midway through the first quarter till halftime.
And finally, how big was that fourth quarter hold there with 4 minutes left to go in the first half?
Anytime we get a stop right there in that situation, and we can get the ball back and then go score to go up by 9. That's huge. And credit to them, they're big playing us. So number one's running around all over the place. A couple of deep passes that we gotta work on. But hopefully we can control the clock in the second half. Like that's our game plan.
A lot of bite from the Dogs. Good luck in quarters 3 and 4.
Thank you.
Guys, an exciting first half. Jeff, back upstairs to you.
No doubt, Randy. Thank you very much. So Joey Whittington's Bell Bulldogs lead it at the half, 21-12. You're watching IBEW Local 1205's Friday Night Rivals.
Parks Motor Group of Gainesville is proud to present the Scholar Athlete of the Week. Jordan Spears plays varsity football and basketball at Bell Middle High School. He leads his football team in number of receiving yards, touchdowns, and interceptions. He averages 6 tackles per game. With a 3.8 GPA and a spot on the AB honor roll, Jordan focuses on his studies when not playing sports. He's an officer of his school's chapters of the Future Farmers of America and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Jordan is a member of the 4-H Club and gives back by volunteering on community service projects with them. In his free time, Jordan shows livestock at state and county fairs. He's also active in his church's youth group. This All-Star is now entered for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Congratulations to the Parks Motor Group of Gainesville Scholar Athlete of the Week, Jordan Spears.
On behalf of Parks Motor Group of Gainesville, congratulations on all of your hard work.
Thank you.
And welcome back to the Pavlov Media Halftime Report. At the break in week number 5, turn the numbers around, if you will. Bell on top of Dixie County 21-12. I'm joined now by the living legend, the man that is the doctor who's in the house from Bell High School, Dr. Scott Lemaster, who is the principal over there. And congratulations on your team's performance, and congratulations. You just wrapped up year number 1. You're now in year number 2. What was year number 1 like?
Thank you. First of all, thank you guys for being here. Year 1 was great. 32 years in education. It was probably my best year ever, getting to join a wonderful team, wonderful school district, and just a wonderful year working with a great team of teachers and students.
What are you most proud of right now as you look at Bell High School in year number 2?
Being a part of a great team where wonderful students, wonderful staff, wonderful parents, and just an unbelievable community. And last year, we come into a school that's already a high A, and we move even higher, and now ranked 6th in the state of Florida for combo schools academically. So super proud of that, to be a part of that team and the move we made last year on an already great school.
Speaking of teams, how about your team's performance in the first 2 quarters?
Awesome. Really proud of them. Been a great game so far, and hopefully we'll keep battling and pull this one out.
And we are a couple of refugees. We grew up about 40 minutes apart, did we not?
We did, yes, sir. Small world, for sure.
In Central Ohio. God bless you for the great work that you're doing, and thank you very much. And it's a great time for Bell High School, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Thank you, and we appreciate you all for doing this for our local schools. Thank you so much.
Well, the doctor is in, and what a team he has in that first half. Up 21-12 at the break. Speaking of breaks, we'll take another one. This is the Pavlov Media Halftime Report right here in one place on My 11.
Parks Motor Group of Gainesville is proud to present the Scholar Athlete of the Week. Riley Whitaker of Dixie County Middle High School plays both varsity volleyball and basketball. She's played volleyball since the 6th grade and varsity volleyball since the 10th grade. She's the co-captain of her volleyball team and her team's setter, a critical position in volleyball. Riley has been the captain of the Dixie County varsity basketball team for the last 2 years, and she's also a member of her school's varsity weightlifting team. With a 4.59 GPA, Riley is focused on her schoolwork as well as her athletics. She's a member of the National Honor Society, and she's been dual enrolled at Florida Gateway College since the 10th grade. She's a senior class officer and a member of student government, Interact, and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Riley gives back to her community through acts of service. She participates in city cleanups with the Rotary Club and volunteers with Peers for Partners, where she helps students with disabilities adapt to the classroom environment. She also volunteers by manning the concession stands during sports events. Riley is set to graduate with a high school diploma and an Associate of Arts degree. She plans to attend the University of Florida and major in marine biology. She would like to thank her friends, family, and her 2 big, fluffy chocolate labs for their love and support. This All-Star is now entered for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Congratulations to the Parks Motor Group of Gainesville Scholar Athlete of the Week, Riley Whitaker.
On behalf of Parks Motor Group of Gainesville, congratulations on all of your hard work.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
For Coach Hall one last time.
And welcome back to the Pavlov Media Halftime Report. 21-12, the visitors on top here as we are at Dixie County tonight. And their esteemed superintendent, Mike Thomas, joins us here at halftime. And, Mike, thank you for joining us, and thanks for being such a great host, by the way.
Hey, thank y'all for having us.
Well, you know what? When I think of Dixie County, I know there's a lot of academic excellence that seems to be growing and growing. It's a positive epidemic, is it not?
It is. We actually, it all starts with your students and staff. We have an excellent group of teachers and staff. And our pre-K program last year was just by the Florida Department of Education. Early learning was graded an excellent. Old Town Elementary School, we were a school of excellence for the 4th year in a row. Our high school, grades 7 through 12, we have a lot of opportunities for our students. Students can begin, in 9th grade, starting dual enrollment, get their AA degree before they graduate. We have a lot of CTE programs. We have, welding, great nursing program, great FFA. So a lot of great opportunities for our students here in Dixie County.
Including on the football field here tonight, right?
Well, we're going against Bell, Joey Whittington. I coached Joey in middle school when he was in Dixie as a middle schooler. So Joey's got his team ready to play, and we hadn't played Bell in about 30 years, so hopefully this is going to be a rivalry we can continue.
Well, it's a family affair, and part of our extended family is going to join us now, too. The one and only, hold your applause, Sean Graves from the IBEW Local 1205, and he heads up the apprenticeship program there. And I know you want to make a special presentation to this young man here.
Yes. On behalf of IBEW, Local Union 1205, and its 575 members, we would like to present you with this check for $500 and show our support for high school football.
We appreciate you. Appreciate your support of these young men and women.
I want to see you get this into the ATM, first of all. But, Sean, I want to ask you something here. We're talking about apprenticeship programs. I would assume this is a hotbed for you guys. You're looking for new people that want to be electricians and learn the trades, right?
Absolutely. Our program is a state-registered apprenticeship program, so it's like with most apprenticeships. They're state-registered. They're tuition-free. It's a 4-year program. They would come out of high school, 18 years old, work for one of our contractors during the daytime, and do classes 2 nights a week. It's a great opportunity. They get full family health care on top of it, the pay and retirements. And so, when they get done with our program in 4 years, they're a journeyman wireman electrician, ready to go.
If I want more information, where should I go?
I would go to the etagainesville.org. That's our website. Or you could call us at 352-376-8375.
I dropped my pencil. Could you give me that phone number one more time?
Absolutely. 352-376-8375. And we're the Electrical Training Alliance of Gainesville.
Are you ready for a second half of football?
Absolutely.
Are you ready for a second half?
Yeah, it looks like the first half was real tight. Bell kind of went up 21-12, so it should be an exciting second half.
We're all set for a second half of football. Should be a great one. 21-12, the tally here at the break. Speaking of breaks, again, we'll take one more and send it back upstairs. Just a reminder, you are watching the Pavlov Media Halftime Show in one place on My 11.
Bounds Heating and Air is proud to present the Teacher's Spotlight of the Week. This week's spotlight shines on William Gordon Malloy IV of Dixie County Middle High School. Mr. Malloy is the music teacher and marching band instructor at both Ruth Raines Upper Elementary and Dixie County Middle High School, where he teaches beginning band, intermediate band, music ensemble, marching band, and concert band. Mr. Malloy has been teaching for a total of 12 years, the last 11 of which have been teaching the students of his alma mater in Dixie County. When he's not pouring into the lives of his students, Mr. Malloy enjoys playing the saxophone, composing original music, and traveling across America with his wife. He's also a classic car enthusiast, enjoys playing golf with his father, and competes in barbecue competitions across Florida. His mission in teaching is to create great musicians and even better citizens who will carry out successful lives and careers long after they perform in the Redcoat Regiment Marching Band. His favorite aspect of teaching band in Dixie County is witnessing his students grow and succeed in their individual music journeys under his guidance. Mr. Malloy truly embodies what it means to be a bear, and the staff at Ruth Raines Upper Elementary and Dixie County Middle High are blessed to have him leading their marching band. Congratulations, Mr. Malloy. Teacher Spotlight is proudly brought to you by Bounds Heating and Air. Experience the highest quality of comfort. Bounds Heating and Air.
Bell up 21-12 as we get ready to start the third quarter. But before we do, let's head back down to Randy and get the comments from Dixie County head coach Stephen Hall.
Stephen, first of all, Kedron's status, how is he? Is he okay now?
Yes, sir, he is. He took a shot there, but it was knocking the wind out of him. We took him out a couple plays, got him some water, got him some rest at halftime. He's ready to perform for the second half.
It was a roller coaster in the first half. What did you tell your team at the break?
The game is very realistic. It's 0-0. We still have a great opportunity to win this. We just got to come out, control the line of scrimmage a little better, try to hit some shots downfield, which is one of our strengths, and maybe the Lord will bless us.
Best of luck.
Amen. Thank you, brother.
All right, Randy, thank you. And, Shannon, I think he's right. That was part of the story towards the tail end of that game. Early on, Dixie County was doing a good job with their O-line, but as we winded into that second quarter, Bell did a really nice job of really getting into the backfield and messing up Kedron Teague and what they were trying to do.
Yeah, it was like the tale of two quarters, right? We saw a lot of what Dixie County was able to do on the offense early on, and how Kedron Teague was able to kind of pick them apart, but all of a sudden the Bell went into a ball control method, and they forced a couple mistakes on Dixie County's offense, and this is why they're up 21-12 right now.
All right, we kick off the third quarter, and it's another squibber, and the big fella trying to run it down, but before he can get outside, he is brought down. But look how excited number 51, Quantavious Teague, was. I mean, that's an offensive guard toting the rock.
You got to laugh at it because he put that finger up. He's like, hey, y'all get some blocks. He's like, I block for y'all all the time. Somebody would have blocked for me. It got to be exciting to get your hands on that. But at least he got his hands on it and puts Dixie in a really good starting field position.
Yeah, great job by Cross Lund, too, to bring down the big fella. All right, so we get started. Dixie County has it on offense. Great starting field position. Again, that's been the story of them tonight. We'll see if Kedron Teague can get back at it. He'll take the shotgun snap, but looked like the center forgot to snap it. Everybody else moved, but the guy with the ball.
Yeah, that guy doesn't move, then everybody's offsides. False start on everybody but the center. That means the center was wrong there. So not a good way to come out at a half if you're Dixie. Right, you're down 2 scores, and you need to figure out some way to start generating some offense other than Kedron Teague. So let's see if they open up a little bit, right? Let's see if they find some ways to get James Harsley the ball out of the backfield on these little quick screens and get themselves some yards quickly.
Teague will roll to the right. They'll try to hit it deep. And it'll be incomplete. Free safety was just hanging out down there, and Lane Sheffield just had to knock it down when it got to him.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, they seen that play 3 times this evening, and sure enough, they wanted to just kind of throw a jump ball up down there, and you see number 6 right there, James Harsley, able to trying to go up and try to bring that thing down. But when you got 2 safeties sitting back there just squatting on it, not really a formula for success.
Yeah, they were playing about 20 yards down the field, just hanging out, trying to take that pass away, but Bears still took a shot to open up the quarter. Now they'll go 4 wide to the right side of the field, and 1 lone receiver to the short side. They'll get it out quickly, and that one's jumped and picked off.
Woo!
And Jordan Spears is going to take it to the house. How about that?
Gracious, he saw that coming.
Spears read it, came right through and cut it off and all the way to the end zone, and a big defensive play by the Bulldogs is how we get started here in quarter number 3.
Yep, that was a hell of a play. He saw that coming. He saw that blocker set up, and he jumped that ball as quickly as possible, able to defeat the block and then pick the ball off. Unbelievable play right there. Jordan Spears, just outside linebacker, able to turn that thing on and just unbelievable. I mean, literally, he didn't even had a blocker that was in his chest, able to defeat him, get his hands on it, and not only that, take it to the house.
Yeah, just great instincts there by Spears, who's going to be the holder here for R.J. Leffler, trying to make the extra point. Those have been iffy tonight for both teams. Only seen 1 go through the uprights, and there is the second as Leffler puts it through. So it's the Bulldog defense that gets off to a great start, a score to get started, and now it's a 28-12 12 Bell lead.
Man, I can't tell you how impressive that play was. I mean, a lot of times screens get jumped. You got to be able to read the play because the ball is out so quick. So sometimes those are just tackles for losses, or you're able to kind of knock that down. But to defeat the block and then to get your hands on the ball and pick it off and then take it to the house, that's a trifecta. That was a hell of a play.
Yeah, great job of coaching. Obviously, in that formation, we've seen it a couple of times already. So Spears knew what was coming, and he just jumped it.
Yeah, just a really just unbelievable play. Just the way he was able to jump that was just, it's like he knew it was coming, right? Now they've seen, and as you said, Jeff, they've seen that 3 or 4 times in the first half, and sure enough, maybe that was coached up at halftime and said, hey, we see that ball, we see it, this ball's going to come your way again, especially if they were behind. Sure enough, they saw it, and all of a sudden, bang, there they go.
So it's time for another Sky Frog tree service kickoff. Sky Frog, stay motivated. It'll be an onside attempt coming this way, and again, will not make it the 10 yards that are required. So Dixie County is going to take over on the Bell side of the field.
And that's the second time that they tried kind of like an onside kick. We haven't seen really too many deep kicks here tonight. And, you know, maybe it's just you're not trying to get the playmakers back there to make any giving them a shot to run these balls back, or, you know, you didn't want to expose anything in your kickoff team. But it gives Dixie County a really good shot at, you know, it gives them midfield, it gives them a shot at midfield.
So Teague will take back over the offense. Down a couple of scores here, 16 points.
Yeah, I mean, and this is, you're going to have to generate some offense in the passing game. He's going to have to be able to do something other than chuck it down the middle of the field here.
He's going to chuck it down the field, and that one's going to be picked off. He just was under pressure, decided to throw it up, and Lane Sheffield, who knocked down the last attempt, picks this one off, and it's back-to-back plays where the Bulldogs have gotten interceptions, and this defense has taken over.
Yeah, that's the play. It just kind of, you know, throwing it to a spot and throw it down the middle of the field like that, a little bit. And you're right, Jeff. He was under pressure, so he was trying to chuck it down there to number 2. Ion Teague, but wasn't able to get him in his full route, wasn't able to give him the chance at a jump ball, and sure enough, squatted on it and picked that one off. Sheffield did.
Yeah, Alex Cave got in there in a hurry again. He's been all over the backfield.
And Bell's really turning it on right now. I mean, after what was really a close, despite the score, what was a close first half, Bell's come up with 2 really big turnovers and has the opportunity to really open this game up.
Leffler's going to keep it. Flags are flying. He breaks a couple of tackles. He's still weaving in and out of traffic before finally being brought down. He'll be just shy of the yard to gain, but I'm sure that's coming back.
It's crazy how they're not able to get him on the ground. There's another flag. Okay, now it's getting a little pushy down there. Seems like guys aren't really liking the fact that, you know, this, you know, and given the fact that R.J. Leffler's having these extra yards and breaking all these tackles, the linemen are starting to get their hands on the defensive lineman, throwing a couple guys around and, you know, giving some extra shots there. And you can tell Dixie County's not too thrilled about that.
Well, we only saw a couple of flags in the entire first half, and several here to start off the second half. 3 of them on the field right now. Take another look at that interception where Cave got in there and applied the pressure, and there was really nothing Teague could do.
No, there wasn't. I mean, neither Teague, actually. I mean, Teague kind of had to air it out or he's going to get hit. And sure enough, he threw it to a spot that he thought his cousin would be in. And, you know, sometimes when you're struggling and you have to throw the ball around and you have to try to figure out a guy there, sometimes it's a better defensive call. Just safety sitting, squatting on it, seen it a bunch of times, and made a good play on it.
Well, here comes our head referee, Kevin Tiller, holding on the offense and then personal foul on the defense. So they'll back it up to 10, then walk off the 15, it looks like. So it'll actually be a 5-yard advantage on the play for Bell.
Holding against the Bulldogs. Personal foul against the Bears.
Well,
So
I
a
mean,
net gain of 5 yards on the play
and
for
Jeff,
the
this is the issue
Remains
here is that
first down.
not so much the issue, but if you're Bell, there's still a lot of time left in this game. It's a 2-score game, so it's not out of reach, right? If you're Bell, you got to put together a good drive. They've done an excellent job of running the football here tonight. They haven't been able to really be stopped. So if you're Dixie, the game's still within reach, right? Everything has happened here in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's the crazy part.
It's just wild, but everything's happened in the first 30 seconds of this third quarter. So now it's time to settle down if you're the defense. Give the offense back the ball with some good field position and get some scores on the board.
Seen 2 kickoffs, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown in the first 30 seconds of the second half. There's a handoff. And that'll be Williams, not getting much. But
if you're Bell, you can afford to kind of just lethargically, lackadaisically go down, just try to get these first downs, run the clock down. You do want to kill some of this clock. You don't want to give the ball back to Dixie with all this time remaining and turn this thing into some sort of a shootout. You wanted to kind of, you want to go into this offense where you're not rushing. Plays come in, you run the clock down to 3 or 4 seconds left, and really start to drain this third quarter clock out a little bit.
Well, because of the penalty and gain of 3, it'll just be 2nd and 2 here. Williams will take the snap, or the pitch will go to Williams. He gets to the outside, has first down yardage before being ridden out of bounds, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be in the holding department. That was thrown right down the line at that end. And a lot of times, and that's the third time we've seen that toss, Jeff. We've seen that toss, and we've seen Landon Williams get outside for big yards, but that one's definitely coming back. I like how animated the refs are. You think they had a Snickers?
So it's been flags galore here to start off the second half. And looks like it'll be a chop block on Dixie County.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Calls a chop block against the Bears.
That's really and Jeff, in this day and age, you used to be able to chop the legs out of an offensive lineman. You especially see it from a defensive back to an offensive lineman. Take his legs out because you see a big old guy coming down rearing for your neck. This is going to be a bad day. But this day and age, they call that as a personal foul because you can't take their legs out with safety of these kids and safety just across the landscape of football. That's not a really that's not an ideal play nowadays.
And that may have been on Keeley, the fullback, going out there. They didn't want him running over people like he's done most of the game as that lead blocker. So it's another first down for the Bulldogs. Williams will get the snap. And good pursuit there by that defensive line. For the first time in a long time, there's a bunch of black jerseys in the backfield.
Yeah, that was first one in recent memory since probably the first quarter that they were able to kind of break through, get a bunch of penetration, and more than one guy hitting a hole and making a tackle for a big loss.
Kinsey Thomas and Lucas Medlin in there on the tackle. Loss of about 5 there on first down.
We called Medlin's name a couple of times tonight, able to really make some really nice tackles inside that tackle box, but able to get outside there and make one for a really big 5-yard loss.
Second down, Bulldogs. 15 to go.
Williams will send Philman in motion. He'll keep it himself. And Leffler's got another spin move. He's all over that B button tonight.
There it is again. Like he's, that run has been existing. We talked. We were hearing at halftime that's exactly what they were doing. It's almost like Joey Whittingham has depended on Landon Williams to be the decoy, and they run the counter back the other way, and R.J. Leffler has been the recipient of like these really big runs. Found really decent holes, been really good blocking, and they've gotten big chunks of yards on that particular play.
Another UF Health Ortho Care first down where walk-ins are welcome 7 days a week. We see the UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine tent on the opposite side of the field. Again, the athletic trainer from Bell, Katie, does a great job at the high school taking care of all of the student athletes. So Leffler again gets in the shotgun snap. He'll hand it to Williams. Great blocking on the left side. He'll get to the outside at the 40, the 30.
He's out the gate, Jeff. He's gone.
And route everybody, and he does all the way to the end zone.
Goodness gracious.
Williams just turned the corner, put on the afterburners. He's in the end zone for the third time tonight, and Bell is blowing this thing open.
I knew he was good. I didn't think he had that kind of speed. I knew he's been banging through that line all night long and getting the tough runs, but man, that speed, when he turned that corner, it was night. It was a wrap. Able to beat 3 guys that had an angle on him, and able to really turn it on. And once he got there, it was sweet dreams. Look at that. I mean, just a masterful job by Bell of what they've been able to do on the ground in this third quarter. And listen, things have turned really quickly after what was kind of a pretty closely contested first half. Bell just said, hey, we're going to quit messing around, and came out and really turned it on defensively and got that big run offensive and really put themselves in a big 3-score game.
Leffler knocks the extra point through, so that makes it 35-12. We'll take a timeout, and we'll see if the Bears can get something going when we come back on Friday Night Rivals. It's time to raise the roof with Mission Metals. Mission Metals, your trusted hometown metal roofing and metal building supplier, right here on Friday Night Rivals. Bell up 35-12. Here as we get ready for another Sky Frog Tree Service kickoff. Brandon Aguilar will do those honors, and a little pooch kick. We'll get it down to about the 30, and a good effort of diving for the ball by the Bulldogs before a Bear was able to jump on it.
It feels like all the bounces have gone into Bell's favor here in this third quarter, but they've really been nothing but great football plays, right? We talk about the 2 defensive turnovers, the 2 interceptions that they had, but even on that last drive, you could tell that, their halftime adjustments were just fantastic. They kept with the counter run with Leffler, and then all of a sudden it's changed up a little bit.
Let's check in with Randy down on the Bears sideline.
Well, a couple things. First of all, with Jordan Spears, this means a lot to him this year. Last year only played 5 games because of injury, so he's on offense, defense, special teams, that nice pick. But that shouldn't be surprising because, after all, he was our scholar athlete. Second, I want to ask Shannon about the downhill effect. When you're the team on top like this, doesn't it feel like you're playing downhill and just rolling over the other team, and the team on defense, where it's down by 20 points, just feels like everything is an extra effort?
Yeah, it's funny, Randy, that you should ask that. Is that rare an occasion in my career, but it's happened before that. Well, no, not rare for me. It's rare, but it's been many a times that we've been up on somebody and things just roll downhill. I mean, basically the other team, they just can't do anything to stop the attack, and that's kind of what's happening with Dixie right now. Is that kind of compounding problems on the turnovers, and Bell was able to capitalize off of them. But even that last drive is that it's almost like a shot in the arm that these guys that the Bell offense got, and said, hey, listen, we're going to do some stuff and we're going to dominate to try to push ourselves over the top. And they've done a good job. It takes a team effort when that's happening too. It's like every guy realizes, hey, this is, and there's always a drive in the game when games get to this point that the game could be put out of reach on that drive. And I think even with that last drive for Bell right there, that might have been the killer for him.
Yeah, down 3 scores, but still a quarter and a half to go in this one. We know how quickly that Dixie County can score. They're just going to have to get a better effort from their offensive line. There's been a lot of pressure on Keydron Teague over the second quarter and the first part of this third quarter, where he hasn't had much time to do anything.
And I think it's tough, Jeff, because they're not used to throwing the football. We see a lot of the routes of the streaks and trying to throw it up for jump balls. So, and you can see that Bell is sitting on all those routes right now. So they got to maybe play something underneath and try to find some routes that can get them some first downs.
And we've got another false start. So the second possession in a row, where coming off of a timeout, false start by the center.
And this sometimes happens too, where when a team comes out, gets a little shell shock, and they're trying to find their rhythm. This is sometimes when the best comebacks happen, where you can find a rhythm, you can get some stuff rolling, and then both sides of the ball start playing well.
Teague will get the snap, trying to find a receiver down the field. He'll just chuck it down there again, and that one is broken up. But there's going to be a flag coming in, as Jericho Fleming had a couple of white jerseys all over him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that didn't even need to happen, the pass interference, but it looks like there was a bunch of bumping going on down there, and the ball almost got picked off, and this is what it's going to be, is that
it's going to be offensive
pass interference. Wow, okay.
Fleming knew that ball had a chance to be intercepted, so he was the one that did the pushing.
Okay, maybe he got his hands on there too early, because I feel like he, as a receiver there, you're trying to play the ball. You got to be able to try to bat it down yourself. But if you grabbed him, maybe pulled him back too early, that was definitely pass interference.
I think he went on defensive mode and trying to say, hey, we don't need another ball picked off.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to just.
I feel like if you're Dixie County, Jeff, you got to get back in just a normal offense, right? Chucking the ball down there is not going to help you. They're sitting on all that stuff. They get back into your normal offense. You got some big playmakers that can take it the distance if necessary.
We'll go standard I formation here, and we've got another flag.
Oh my goodness!
And it'll be another false start. Looks like on the center.
Man, this is kind of a meltdown on this drive.
Well, and they've got a freshman center in there tonight. Normal center, Aiden Morrell, not here tonight. And it looks like it's causing some issues.
Yeah, it starts in the middle. It starts with your center. A lot of times you love a senior laden center or somebody that's had a lot of experience, but in this specific case you don't. You got a freshman, and sometimes that comes with freshman mistakes.
Well, not often you say 1st and 35, but that's what we see. Teague's going to roll out to the right, not even looking to find somebody down the field. He just wants to gain some positive yardage, and a nice run there of about 14 on first down to get some yards back.
I think that was a move, Jeff. I think Teague recognized the fact that, hey, we can't be pushed back anymore. So let me try to get some yards back. Let me try to get ourselves into a spot, because this is actually probably the most important drive of the game for Dixie County, because they can't afford to turn the ball back over. They can't afford to go down by 4 scores. They start moving. It's got to be now.
Well, and now going under center to try to prevent those false starts. After being in the shotgun, he'll hand it off this time. And a good run out to about the 37-yard line.
And you feel good about this if you're Dixie County, that you've got a big chunk of those yards back, on just a couple of runs. So I mean, keep with your normal offense. You're not in the fourth quarter yet. You're only halfway through the third quarter. There's still time, but you got to be able to do some stuff that's going to be able to get you positive gains and positive momentum.
It was Gavin Godbolt on the carry, and they're only about 5 yards away from getting it here when it started 1st and 35. A roll to the right, and that one is almost picked off. Sheffield almost had his second pick as he got in front of the receiver and just couldn't hang on to it.
Hey, listen, he's squatting on that. I mean, he's waiting for that rollout to come. And listen, if you're Keidron Teague, you need to know that you need to take off with that ball.
So 4th and 5 now, and the Bears look like they're going to go for it.
Smart, get Teague out on the run. Get him out on the edges. Give him a run pass. Maybe give him something shorter, something out in the flat that can get one of his playmakers to turn it up. You see, number 2, Ion Teague rolling into the game. So maybe something that can hit a little bit better underneath, get the ball in their hands, and make a play.
Teague barking out the signals. He'll move the running back Cotman to his other side. Here's pressure. Teague rolling out. He's got a lot of room to run. Will he get to the first down marker? Yes, he does, but a flag comes in.
Teague on the carry.
And we'll have to see what that's all about.
Enough yardage for the first down.
And Jeff, you knew that was going to happen. You knew they were going to roll him out. He was looking for a throw, but he gave him the run option here. He's, once again, the best athlete on the field. That guy alone can get you around the edge and get you to a point where you can get that first down.
Well, it's coming back.
Oh, goodness
Hold
gracious.
On the Bears offense.
Wow.
Jericho Fleming out there is
blocking the back right there.
8 yards to go for the Bears.
I mean, that might have been a little ticky-tack right there. And when you're locked up with a defender and then, you're tussling with him, if he turns around or turns to the side and then you have to push him forward, I don't know if you can. Legitimately, I would love to see that one called. But, ref made the call, and it is what it is. Another drive killer for Dixie County.
Well, it looks like the Bears are sending in the punt team. Inman Wilson will come in, so this will be the first punt that we'll see all night on 4th and 8. Wilson gets it off, but not big. It'll take a Bear roll and settle down about the 43-yard line. Let's send things back down to Randy.
All right, we are excited here. We're on the Bell sideline. This is Brooke Whittington. I think she knows the head coach. Do you know?
I do. I'm kind of married to him.
Nabby McGowan, also one of the advisors. You have a cheer for us, right?
I do. We're going to be doing Rock Steady tonight.
All right. Ladies, let's hear Rock Steady right now. 3, 2, 1, take it.
Your team ain't even ready. Rock, rock, rock steady. Rock steady. Your team ain't even ready. Ain't ready. So rock, rock steady, Eddie. Your team ain't even ready. Rock.
They are rocking and rolling right now. 35-12 the tally. Over 5 minutes left to go in the third. They're loving it. Ringing the bell here on my 11.
Jeff Cardozo, Shannon Snell back with you as the Bell Bulldogs lead Dixie County tonight 35-12. We are in Dixie County. Appreciate everybody chiming in to IBEW's local 1205 Friday night rivals. I think the cool thing about that was obviously we got to see the Bell Bulldog cheerleaders, but the disappointing part is right as we cut to commercial break, Randy jumped into the line and started cheering with the ladies. So we'll have to see if we have evidence of that at some point.
Yep, we need to see it. Definitely 100%, and save it into the archive as well.
Randy was doing a great job. There's Fran Keeley, who has done a great job as the lead blocker tonight. He'll get the handoff and gain about a yard on first down. And now, Shannon, it's really about the Bulldogs just trying to eat up as much clock as possible.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Jeff. I mean, you're basically into kill the clock mode. You're not trying to, if you break a run or if you do some stuff, your offense then kind of gets dumbed down a little bit to something that's a little bit more manageable, where you're not having high-risk turnovers, nothing like that. Now, given the fact that the Bulldogs, they haven't had to throw the ball at any, they've really dominated with the ground game, but they're less likely to run these counters or anything that may be like a trick play that may involve some ball handling that they may not need to get into.
Left floor keep. He'll get to the outside, throw that spin move on again. He has showcased a lot tonight, crossing midfield, and should have enough for the first down.
Man, it's got to be frustrating for Dixie County to have to try to figure out what R.J. Loeffler's done all night long. He's been very rare of a time, Jeff, that he's had any lost yardage plays. He's had big chunks deep into the 100-yard territory of what he's rushed for. Not to mention they've had to deal with Landon Williams. So that 1-2 punch is the reason why Bell's really up big here in the second half.
They're going to call him just a half a yard short. Looks like the football might be across the line, but either way, 3rd and 1. Here for the Bulldogs, as Loeffler will take the shotgun snap and he'll throw it, and it's going to be caught. Nice job by the outside receiver there. Brandon Aguilar on the tip drill goes in and gets it, and that's going to be a first down.
Okay. That's the first time we saw them throw the ball here tonight, and Aguilar caught it off of a tip from somebody else, and sure enough, when it rains it pours if you're Dixie County, and you can't do anything wrong if you're Bell High School.
Yeah, great awareness there by Aguilar.
I mean, look at that. Just really, there's 3 guys over there, 3 defenders for Dixie County, and they're there in the position, but ball just fell the right way, and Aguilar gets himself the first down.
A GFL first down at that. Green today, green for life.
So, I mean, another solid drive by Bell High School here.
Loeffler's got it. He'll be behind Williams, and Loeffler will turn the corner. Flag coming down as Loeffler's going to go all the way into the end zone. We'll see if that's going to come back or not, but Another great run by R.J. Leffler.
I mean, goodness gracious. I feel like this is going to be holding, and this is coming back.
And that's exactly what it is. We've got an injured Bear down on the field.
Holding against the Bulldogs.
Now, that's one thing. I mean, once again, you see here, you're going to watch here right along the edge. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the holding happened. Maybe the ref was able to see a hand outside on that jersey. But, you know, it gets back into the domination of what they were able to do. And, you know, that play is a bread and butter play. It's a QB sweep around that left edge. We saw them running it before, you know, in pregame. And these guys knew what they were blocking. They knew their assignments, and they're doing a great job with it.
Well, I want to give a big shout out to Bounds Heating and Air, where you can experience the highest quality of comfort. Bounds Heating and Air. Well, Shannon, we thought we'd see a fall at this point, almost October 1st. So I think we saw 2 days of it and back to the mid-90s again.
You know, I was praying for that, Jeff. Like we were, you know, it felt good. You walk outside in the morning, didn't feel like you were walking into a sauna, but then all of a sudden, it's back in the 90s. I'm like, you know. Last year, I think I might have cursed us, because last year I said, you know what, I'm tired of winter. We were having snow in Lake City and areas around here, and I was like, you know what, I'm ready for a hot summer. And sure enough, we got one. So I take that back. we need a cold winter. We need a long cold winter.
Well, good to see Shane Garris, one of the seniors here on senior night, making his way off the field. That he's going to be okay. So yeah, again, if you need any kind of cool off moment, call Bounds Heating and Air past the office as we were making our way out here to lovely Dixie County tonight. So the holding penalty takes away the touchdown and backs up the Bulldogs 10 yards.
Yeah, one of the few things that's gone wrong from here in the second half. And, you know, we got about 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in this third quarter, and I can't believe, like, it was a 12 to 21 game at half, and then all of a sudden Bell just turned on the gas. You know, a big pick, you know, a big run, and all of a sudden here we are.
Leffler will keep again, probing, trying to find his way through those big bodies. Finally does, and gets back to about the original line of scrimmage on a gain of 6.
It's kind of fun to watch him hide behind bodies and try to figure his way like a rat in a maze, right? He's just kind of weaving his way in and out and kind of looking for him. Doesn't look like the biggest guy, but he's certainly been really big here tonight and has been really tough to tackle.
6 yards, 5 yards in play. Second down.
Well, and you talk about the difference in score, too. Remember, Dixie County scored the first touchdown of the game, so it was 6-0. So they've been outscored 35 to 6.
Yeah. It's
ever since that moment.
They've been running roughshod with this running game, and you know, Dixie County really hasn't had an answer for it.
2nd and 12. Leffler's going to keep it again, trying to get to the outside, has some blockers out in front, puts on the brakes again, gets another 5 yards because of it. Still fighting, and it's going to take 4, now 5 black jerseys to get him down.
But that's what I'm talking about right there, Jeff. That's not skill. I mean, that's just will and want to. I mean, that young man has said, listen, I'm going for another extra 4 or 5 yards, and that's the difference between, sometimes that's the difference between winning and losing. That extra yard, that extra, 2 or 3 yards, that extra, possession on a drive that could be a game killer. And young man's been after it all night tonight.
Yeah, there's definitely a want to. Love the word. There needs to be a lot more people like that.
I mean, and they've, it would have been nice if you're Dixie and you would have gotten a 3 and out, and you would have, at least forced them off the field pretty quickly. But in typical Bell fashion, they've eaten away pretty much this entire third quarter with this punishing run game of theirs.
Williams back in the backfield, and it looks like things got going a little bit early, so that's going to be a full start. Backing up Bell 5 yards. Seen several of those here in the second half. Well, fans, are in the fourth quarter of the game tonight. We'll be selecting the IBEW Local 1205's player of the game. That's the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 1205, powering a brighter future.
I mean, who's the leader in the clubhouse? I think it's a two-man race between Landon Williams and R.J. Leffler.
Yep.
And honestly, between what Leffler has done tonight in the quarterback run game and how he's been able to engineer a lot of stuff, I mean, it's going to be tough to take that away from him.
Well, they're going to take away the third quarter from us, Shannon, as the clock will wind down and strike 0.
Bulldogs 35, Bears 12.
Well, also during the fourth quarter of the game tonight, we'll be highlighting our school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Guys wearing the red helmets will talk it over and try to figure some stuff out as we head to the fourth quarter. It's 35-12. The Bulldogs lead the Bears here on IBEW's Friday Night Rivals.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
We start off the fourth quarter by looking at our school bus stop of the game. And Shannon, how about this pick six by Jordan Spears?
Spears taking it right out of halftime, taking it, defeating a block, getting his hands on it, and taking it to the crib.
Always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Not stopping or trying to beat the stop arm puts lives at risk. Can also result in some large fines, points on your license, or even a license suspension. That was the first of 2 consecutive picks by the Bell Bulldogs defense to start off the second half, and that has really been the difference in the game.
Yeah, it has been, Jeff. It's, this third quarter, that third quarter just went by in a flash, and it's because it was all Bell. I mean, from start to finish, and they're trying to polish off this drive here with that great run game that we've seen all night.
3rd and 8 is a handoff to Williams, and he's been dynamic all night and does it again. Gets enough for a first down. A UF Health Ortho Care first down right into the UF Health Ortho Care tent over there on the sidelines. It was fate.
It was fate, and it was almost like he knew we were going to call him out, and stop and go right there, able to get around, and that's been the play. Been able to kind of get into the line, get around the right or left edge, and get big plays, and that's what R.J. Leffler has done tonight. We've seen Landon Williams do it tonight. That two-man team has been just a real problem in that run game.
Yeah, Williams just so quick getting around that corner. We saw that on his 3rd touchdown run.
Yeah, we did. He took the top off with, just a speed that I didn't know he had, and then all of a sudden he's up that left sideline for a big touchdown. So really just unbelievable job, not only by those 2 guys, but that offensive line. Got to give them a lot of credit for what we've seen tonight.
Williams will get it again, gets pushed away. Now Weaves gets to the outside, and we'll see if that speed can be enough to get to the corner, and it is. For the 4th time tonight, Landon Williams is in the end zone. That play was stopped at the line of scrimmage. Instead, it is all the way to pay dirt.
Man, I mean, look at this, Jeff. I mean, this play was designed to go right, and all of a sudden stuffed, and you see it there, and all of a sudden Landon busts 1 tackle, and then outruns everybody. That speed is a killer, and we've seen it all night tonight. And, this guy, this is the typical thing where you give the offensive line credit, but also this is all Landon Williams right there, able to get in the end zone himself, busting around there. That's a tremendous weapon to have.
Leffler trying for the extra point, high snap, but a good job of getting it down, and that one up and through. And that makes it 42-12 here in Dixie County tonight as we head back down to the sidelines with Randy.
Okay, I have the Bears, Mama and Papa here, and want to get your thoughts. Are you happy so far? No, really? Will they do better, do you think? Do you agree with that? Thank you very much. Where's Goldilocks? Now I want to ask you that. Hey, I understand the cheerleaders have a favorite show. What's your favorite show?
Friday Night Rivals!
Friday Night Rivals is correct. They all win prizes. Back upstairs to you guys. I don't know what they said.
Randy's a charmer down there on the sidelines making everything happen. If he would have brought some porridge, he would have really impressed the Bears.
Porridge or, honey. We go Winnie the Pooh there, right? This is a kid-friendly show. Were you a Winnie the Pooh guy or were you a Tigger guy? Or were you a Winnie the Pooh guy?
I would think I was more like Eeyore, just kind of
that's
sloshing around.
That's fair enough.
Tall, goofy guy. But then I'd get after it. When you step over that white line, Shannon, that's exactly what the Bell Bulldogs are doing tonight. Another squib kick, that one handled by Dixie County. We'll see if Stephen Hall and the Bears can draw up something just to get back into the end zone.
And talking about getting after it, anybody watching this game, it's been a great job on the ground by what Bell has done. I mean, they've been one of those teams historically in the past that have just, they've found ways to run the football, even with stacked boxes, and even if you know it's coming. And, you got two big playmakers back there, and their record doesn't do them any justice, Jeff. They're walking here with 1-4 and, looking for their next win. And sure enough, you wouldn't guess that their record matched their performance here tonight.
First down, Bears.
Bulldogs in the SSAA Atlantic Conference, and certainly doing some damage tonight. Big stop there on first down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white jerseys, led by Fran Keeley, who's been that guy on offense and defense tonight.
Yeah, Frank Healy making a bunch of plays. And, we called some other guys on thing. Lane Sheffield, right, playing that safety spot, and, having a big night tonight. We've also seen Alex Cave, who's had a really good job, done a really good job at that defensive tackle position. So a bunch of guys on that Bell offense having a big night, but also the same on that defense.
Yeah, Kevin Keel in on that stop as well. Gain of a yard, so 2nd and 9. Teague dancing around, trying to look down the field, thought about throwing, then just decided to tuck it and run, and that was a great decision. Got across midfield and got enough for some first down yardage.
Yeah, just supremely athletic, and that's what you like to see. I mean, I understand at this point in time they're down 28 points, but 30 points. But he's still fighting. You could tell his athleticism. If he hits a pass here and there, if he gets to a point where that pick doesn't happen. This game's a lot closer, right? I think they're still fighting back and still fighting through it. But, when one thing bad happens, it doesn't define the entire football game. If you've been watching this game was close. And you take out the third quarter, this game it goes down close into the fourth quarter. So it's little simple things that I'm sure they'll go back to the drawing board and work on and to get better.
And there you saw Coach Stephen Hall after the GFL first down. Teague responsible for the only 2 touchdowns tonight by the Bears. A couple of nice runs. The first one a 59-yarder to get Dixie County on the board. And looks like we've got another false start. They're having that issue in the shotgun with the freshman center moving the football.
And I can't tell you how tough it is to, when your center doesn't have experience. He controls the line. He controls the calls. He controls, so if somebody's sending different blitzes or they're sending run blitzes so it's on that freshman who doesn't have a lot of experience, right? He's a freshman. He has 5 games under his belt. And in those 5 games, you don't learn everything. It takes experience. It takes time. So a little bit of it'll take time. He'll be fine. But at the end of the day, it's causing a little bit of confusion on that Dixie offense.
That'll back up the ball to right at midfield, and a really weird part of the game tonight. That's now the 3rd different time tonight the ball's been spotted directly on midfield. That's really tough to happen.
You're absolutely right. I mean, normally it's on a hash or normally it's on the 49 something. It's never really on the 50 all the time. Oh boy.
He trying to go down the field. Sheffield's got it again. He crosses midfield on the run back. His 2nd interception of the night, and he just missed a 3rd. So how about Lane Sheffield and this Bulldog defense?
First down for the Bulldogs, fair 45.
So the Bulldogs will take over once again offensively after the 3rd pick of the night. We'll take a break, come back, and see what's next on Friday Night Rivals. By Radiant Credit Union, Bell leading Dixie County 42-12 tonight. Alongside Shannon Snell, I am Jeff Cardozo. We've got some action in college football tonight as well. And we're somewhat, as we went out west, heading over towards Tallahassee, where Florida State Seminoles are losing tonight to Virginia, 35-28, with about 7 minutes to go in that one.
Yeah, it's kind of a shocker. I know this college football landscape has been very, very weird, very exciting, and in the age of NIL and portal and all this stuff, there's, we're bound to see anything nowadays, Jeff.
Sure.
So you can't. There's no guarantee in football anymore.
NFL had a lot of injuries last week. I know it messes up all those fantasy teams you got probably.
Oh, yeah. I'm you know what? Before every season, I say I'm only going to get in one fantasy team. Guess how many I'm in this season? 4, 5. Wow. Yeah, I know. I had to look myself in the mirror and say, this is not okay. So it is what it is.
Well, if you had any of these Bell Bulldogs backfield mates tonight, you would have been off to a good start for your week. R.J. Leffler's been great at quarterback. Landon Williams has scored 4 times, and it looks like they're giving Williams the rest of the night off as they have put in the backup running back.
It's well-deserved. I mean, what he's done tonight has been he's one of the most important parts of their team, and you don't want to see him go down or something happen this late stage in the game.
Aiden Houston will get that carry, and a nice start for him.
Yeah, ripping and running there himself, and once again, you give a lot of credit to this offensive line and what they've been able to do. And I think a lot of people miss the fact that within an offensive line is that there has to be an initial push, right? In a stalemate, which my coach always said, in a stalemate, defense wins, right? You don't open up a lane. You don't get a push. You don't allow the running back to press a hole. Well, these running backs have been pressing holes all night. When we talk about them getting into the line and being able to shift right or left, it's because there's an initial push from the offensive line, and that's what we've seen. And they've just done an excellent job of really creating these real nice run lanes for their backs to get these big yards.
Houston will stay in the game. He's a senior. And Bell just trying to eat up as much clock as they can. Leffler will take the shotgun snap, and not much room for Bell to run there, as great penetration by big old number 51, Quantavious Teague, gets in there. He had a fumble recovery earlier in the game.
He did. Not only that, but he's played offense. He's played good. He's done a good job on the offensive line as well. It's just, a lot of times when these guys play both ways, it's you got to try to preserve some energy going into the fourth, because he's been on the field pretty much every snap. And I know you're young and you're full of life and you got energy, but at some point in time, these guys tire out, especially when you face somebody like Bell that just loves to pound on you.
There's that big old offensive line that's done a great job tonight for the Bulldogs. And getting Corbin Abarca back, big old number 76 there at the left tackle spot, has been big. They'll hand it off again. And weaving and running around is Cross Lunn, sophomore running back, getting the opportunity. It looks like he'll be short by a couple of yards here, and it'll be a 4th down decision for Coach Whittington.
Yeah, you feel like he's going to go for this, clearly. You're just going to really run the clock down, and you do what you've been doing. No need to really try to put the ball into the air. You may end up calling timeout here just to run this clock down, but yeah, this is just a drive killer. This is just what they have to do to get out of here with this win.
Just over 6 minutes to go in this one. It was a 6-0 lead for Dixie County way back when. And things have certainly changed. This rivalry has not happened in about 25 years. And looks like another hard count is going to give Bell a 1st down, as Michael Latson, the D tackle, got a little anxious.
Yeah, and that's the bad news about this, is that a lot of the penalties in the second half for Dixie were unavoidable. Right, they were offsides, they were false starts, they were just random ones that just weren't a really good idea.
All right, we're gonna have a water break. Just under 6 minutes to go in this one. We'll take a timeout with them and see if Bell can keep moving on down the field here on My 11. A 30-point lead for Bell High School, and I look across to their sideline, and I see Randy. That means something else is happening. Randy, what's up?
Yeah, guys, on a bittersweet note, a lot of the fans from Dixie County are wearing this purple bracelet tonight to remember Savannah Langford. She was died in a car truck accident. She was killed back on the 2nd of September in that accident. Purple was always her favorite color. She was a member of the volleyball program, so you'll see a lot of these in the stands tonight on the Dixie County side.
And again, I think just shows you how amazing all these communities are, how close-knit everything is. And, I mean, you're looking at, community like Bell, 500 or 600 people. That's it.
Yeah, not a lot of people there. And you know what? Half of them probably go to the football games. And, the same towns, close down, they go to the football games on Friday night. So this means a lot to them. And it also means a lot when, they support the community, even in times of tragedy.
22 on the carry.
Big hit there by Lucas Medlin again. So good sign. Dixie County still not quitting. They're still hitting hard on defense. And, that's what a coach wants to see.
Yeah, and Medlin's been all over the field tonight. Unfortunately, there was that jump out that happened at the beginning of the third quarter that he had absolutely no control over. But, for the most part is that Dixie's good on defense. They have some things that have happened, right? You run into a buzzsaw with R.J. Leffler and Landon Williams, and those are two really special players. But I think they got a lot to build on when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. I think there's some things they can clean up and be much better. I think the real question comes into what they do on offense. How do you get not only Keedron Teague running, but how do you get some other components of that offense going?
Leffler's going to keep it. Getting around that right side again. Looks like he's got enough for another first down. It's amazing to watch him. It's just a little guy, feet get moving so quickly, and then all of a sudden he's got 10 yards before anybody even touches him.
Yeah, you're right. And he's just almost like a head of steam, and he's found ways to do it, like unsuspectingly. Like he'll weave in and out, but then he takes it down, and he'll run a guy over, and then he drags 5 or 6 guys. So he's had he's had a plethora of runs, Jeff, that have been that haven't been the same thing. He's been able to pick and choose his spots, and that's decision making. Not only decision making, but also the guts and gusto to try to be able to get those extra yards. We've seen it all night tonight. He's done just a fantastic job of commanding this offense.
Cross Lunn in the backfield, sophomore. Bulldogs continue to just eat up the clock. They'll give it to the sophomore, and he'll try to make his way to the outside. But again, Lucas Medlin is there, and he leads a bevy of Bears to get the tackle.
Yeah, wash, rinse, and repeat. Medlin's just, he's got a nose for the ball. And go back here and take a look at this, and still trying to run this clock out. And as he gives his ball off, as he gets down that line, you see him really take a nice angle to the ball, get his head on the outside, and get him down on the ground. So, once again, we talk about this defense, and they got some really good pieces to it. We talk Medlin, we talk, some of the other guys that have made some good plays tonight. So, this rushing attack is really good. Really, we'll run into another rushing attack that, that blocks us well, that has 2 guys on the offense that can really pick you apart. So, that defense will be fine.
Aiden Houston back in the game now at tailback. About 2.5 minutes to go in this one. Leffler eating up as much time as he can. He'll hand the ball off to Houston. Cuts back inside, still trying to fight for finally being brought down. It looks like he might have got a yard, maybe not. Next week, Shannon, another good one. We'll be back in Gainesville where it is the big rivalry, Buchholz and GHS.
Yeah, get to see Buchholz again, which, Justin Williams, one of my favorite players, didn't get the chance to go off the last time we covered him. But, this is a rivalry. And we talk about Friday night rivals. This is one where they clearly don't like each other, right? You talk about, and we're not talking about the coaches, right? Mark Whittemore, great guy. Ian Scott running that Gainesville high school football team. But this is teams that are deeply rooted of really like nasty games and games that they just fought and Claude, and share Citizens Field. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, Buchholz has really dominated that rivalry of late, and we'll see if they can keep it going. Again, that will be next week. Here's a quick little toss. And Jackson Philman for the second time on that play. And quarterbacks love that because it counts as a completion.
Yeah, it's an easy.
There's those PPR points you need for your fantasy.
Exactly. You know, you love the quarterbacks that can just, who's really good at that? It's like Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Right, I decided to draft him first. And you know what? He always gives me 1 or 2 of those a game. He just pats it out there, even though he's really good at throwing the football anyway. But that's just like the easiest points ever.
Another first down, and that should be enough now to run down the clock. Just a couple of snaps left.
And give credit to Bell, right? We talk about, for Dixie, they can go back to the drawing board. They got to figure some things out on their offense. But really give credit to Bell about what they were able to do tonight and how they were able to really dominate the line of scrimmage on that offensive side of the ball. So, it's a great job. It's going to be hard for that offense to be stopped by anybody if they're blocking and running that well.
So Leffler waiting to get the snap. Counting down the 40-second clock. They'll give it one final snap. He'll take a knee, and that should be enough to do it tonight. So the Bell Bulldogs, as this rivalry gets renewed, fell behind 6-0, but really turned it on offensively after that. You had 4 touchdowns tonight by Landon Williams, and R.J. Leffler was really, really good. You see him right there. Number 1, doing a fantastic job as a quarterback tonight.
He did, yeah. The command of the offense, and he made plays when he needed to make them. And even when he didn't, he was ripping and running some big things. And Landon Williams was who we thought Landon Williams was. The big runs, that speed was on full showcase tonight, and they got them some really big points on the board, and eventually got them this win.
So these teams will shake hands, and Joey Whittington gets a big win as he was coaching against the place that he used to be an offensive lineman way back in the day for Dixie County. Appreciate public address announcer here tonight. He was awesome as he makes his way out of the booth, and everybody, of course, for listening. It's time now to give us our IBEW Local 1205 Player of the Game, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Local 1205 powering a brighter future. And it could have been one of a couple of guys, but number 1 gets the nod.
R.J. Leffler, we talked about him, and watch the guy. He just, it gives you kind of goosebumps to watch what he did. And he was unassumingly the player of the game here because of the very fact that he just did what he knew how to do best. And these quarterback runs, he was hitting that spin button. He hit the circle button quite a few times. And, when you get that kind of confidence and you get your team rolling, there's nothing that can stop you, and that's a nice play of the game.
Yeah, a ton of yardage all over the field. Williams scored 4 touchdowns. Landon Williams, he had a great game. The junior running back was pretty special as well. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll give out some hardware. Randy will have our trophy presentation when we return on Friday Night Rivals here on My 11. We welcome you back to Friday Night Rivals, wrapping things up from Dixie County tonight, where the Bell Bulldogs came into their home field and put on a whooping, 42-12, and a very successful night for the Bulldogs. And we are with the head coach and winning team, Randy, right in the middle of it, like always.
Joey, a lot will be made of your offense, but talk about the defense, especially in the second half.
I think the defense, guys, the defense in the second half, they took care of their business. Their coverage, our coverage was much better in the second half. Defensive line applied pressure. We were very physical right before halftime, and then I think we came out in the second half and kind of everybody did it assignment-wise they were supposed to. We talked about all week, assignment, alignment, recognize what they were doing, and then carry out your job.
We have a lot of game balls here, but this is one of the guys we're going to focus on. I don't know what RJ stands for, but I think it's real jazzy, perhaps, after that performance. Talk about your team on offense tonight.
Robert James.
No, we just adjusted, filled the gaps, played our hearts out, and blocked, executed.
How much did you learn from Isaac Johnson last year? Because he did the same thing that you did, playing in the secondary and also at QB.
Just took after him in his spot. He graduated. I need to step up, become a captain, do what he did.
You talked about feeding Landon a lot more. Last 2 weeks, over 100 yards had happened again. Is that one of the keys to success as well?
We proved it last year. We talk about it all the time. In order for us to be successful, we have to control the tempo and the pace of the game, and that starts with our running game. We got a little healthier on the offensive line tonight, and that allowed us to kind of dictate time of possession and ball security. We had one fumble early, but then we got some turnovers back on our way, and we just kind of controlled the clock and controlled the field in the second half. And that's what we have to do to be successful. Dixie played their butts off tonight. They lined up, they played physical all the way through the end of the game. But in order for us to be successful, we have to control the ball and the pace of play. And finally, where do you go from here? We're going to keep trying to improve. Danny Byers, our right tackle, he said early in the season we try to go 1-0 every week, and that's our goal every week is to go 1-0. We've run off 2 in a row. The goal is to try to go 1-0 next week. Try to stack a few more wins in the win column and see where that puts us at the end of the season. First of all, don't hurt the old man, but here we go. On behalf of the IBEW Local 1205 and my 11, you are the champs on Friday Night Rival!
It's probably a right thing that they have dogs written across their checks. They played like dogs tonight. They were getting after it, and certainly number 1, number 0, and that offensive line played that way.
And that second half, they didn't allow a point, right? They really came in that third quarter and shut things down. So nice job to that defense, but more specifically, RJ, nice job to you, young man. And there was a bunch of great guys tonight of what they did. And that team is going to be a tough team to contend with once they get that running game consistently good. There's going to be a team that don't beat this team.
And a big win for Joey Whittington as he gets to coach against the team he once played for us. That meant a lot as well. Well, a lot of fun. As always, appreciate everybody for being a part of this great camera crew. Ben running around and doing his thing, and certainly all the people that helped behind the scenes. Patrick was leading the charge with that. Randy did his thing down on the sideline. And, of course, we'll do this again next week. As we told you, Buchholz and Gainesville. Big one. The 2 rivals in Gainesville getting after it at 7:30 here on My 11. For Shannon Snell, I am Jeff Cardozo. Have a awesome weekend, and we'll talk to you 1 week from tonight over at Citizens Field.
Thank you to our valued sponsor partners who make this telecast of Friday Night Rivals possible. IBEW Local Union 1205, Radiant Credit Union, and Parks Motor Group. Also, thank you to our great sponsor supporters for their contributions. Pavlov Media, GFL Environmental, UF Health OrthoCare, Sonny's Barbecue, Bounds Heating and Air, Skyfrog Tree Service, Mission Metals Manufacturing, Call a Mattress Superstore, and Tucker Chiropractic. And a special thanks to tonight's participating high schools for their continued support.